Rich Rebel women's basketball is back on the hardwood for the 2021 season. Coming off a second-place finish last season, the girls know what it takes to reach the big stage. With the talent, experience, and some of that Rich County pride, they are ready to bring another championship back home. Get in on all the Rebel basketball this season alongside the voice of the Rebels, Matthew Peterson, right here on My Local Radio. This Rebel broadcast could not be possible without these Rebel supporting businesses: Evanston Regional Hospital, Hoover Chiropractic, Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley, the Come On In Casper, Plains Tire, the Best Western Dunmar Inn and Legal Tender, Freeway Tire, Auto Farm Chevrolet, West Star Printing, and Rocky Mountain Sign. Rebel fans, find your comfy seat, pull your lucky socks up, and enjoy another edition of Rich Rebel basketball right now as we bring you down to the court.
Good afternoon, Rebel fans, and welcome to Randolph, Utah for today's matchup between the Rich Rebels and the visiting Wendover Wildcats. I'm Matthew Peterson. Happy you're making Rich Rebel basketball a part of your Saturday afternoon. We've got two games for you, a doubleheader. The boys will go after the girls. And so we'll have the girls match up with the JV one just ending as the Rebels took down Wendover 54-17. Now, I'm unsure if we're going to have our regular scheduled post time for the varsity game, which was slated to get going at 4 p.m. Let's see how much warm-up time they give the girls, if they want to give them 27 minutes or if they want to move it along quickly. But we've got a great pregame show planned out for you guys. We're going to have our scene set, our standout student, and then the coach's show to kick things off. So that's coming up right after this. Don't go anywhere. We've got more Rich Rebel basketball coverage coming your way to get you ready for the big game today in Randolph against the Wildcats.
Wyoming is unique. When it comes to high school sports, we might travel 6 hours to a game, but when we get there, we know the other team, their parents, and the coaches. Wyoming is like one small town with really long streets. When your travels take you to Evanston, always stay with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. Clean, comfortable rooms, a restaurant serving healthy, delicious food, and breakfast is always included. If you're bringing the team or following the team, stay with us every time you're in Evanston. The Best Western Dunmar Inn.
America keeps moving, and Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to help you keep rolling. Whether you need a brand new vehicle or service on one you already own, Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to lend a helping hand. Our certified mechanics are knowledgeable, and our sales team takes the time to get to know you and what your needs are. Stop in today, Auto Farm Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. Evanston's community-driven dealer.
Welcome back into our pregame coverage for the Rebels matchup against the Wendover Wildcats. Let's set the scene for you guys, learn a little bit about the two teams. So we'll start with the visiting Wildcats from Wendover. They're coming in with a 7-3 overall record. I spoke with the head coach for Wendover, Nick Tangora, and he'll talk about how his team hasn't had many competitions, not many tests coming their way, and how that came about. Some really interesting things that happened to Wendover this year. All unfortunately stemming from COVID, but not just cancellation. So it was an interesting response he gave. But let's talk a little bit more about Wendover. They are 4-2 on the road this season, and the RPI rankings for the girls was taken down this morning. They don't want any teams looking at the RPI and maybe intentionally throwing a game because they feel that they'd rather face this team, so maybe it's not the worst thing to slide down. That was the explanation given to me, so couldn't find the latest RPI rankings, but Rich entered last night. The girls did 7th, and Wendover, if memory serves me correctly, was just around 7th. Let me try. 4, yeah. 4 for the Wildcats. We were at 4. Okay, so I'm getting word that we had moved up from 7 to 4 after Duchesne in the win, and we'll talk about that on the other side of the scene set. But then as for Wendover, I'm trying to see if I have it written down anywhere. What it last was, it's always kind of a fun moment when you go to check the RPI rankings and it says, sorry, you can't see it for another week and a half. So, but as for the girls, let's see if we've got it. Wendover was currently 5th. Okay, sorry for the bad radio right there. Yeah, so the girls are up to 4 for Rich. Wildcats were last at 5, so they've got to be in that neighborhood still. So a huge matchup coming up. Now, offensively for the Wendover Wildcats, the girls average just under 52 points per game. Defensively, they are tough. They give up 30 points per game through 10 games. That's an easy math for you right there. 300 points allowed. Didn't even need my calculator. Felt pretty smart this morning. Now, as for the Rich Rebels, how about their scene set? Well, they're going to come in with an 8-7 mark, picking up a win last night in Duchesne, 46-38. That was a game where the Rebels trailed by 1 going into the half. So a big second-half effort from the girls, and that led them to a key victory against Duchesne on the road. And keep in mind, that's a Duchesne team, by the way, that finished up their regular season yesterday, and their final RPI in two-way was 7th. So that's not a bad Eagles team by any means, and the Rebels went there to their house, their Coliseum, and knocked them off. So with that win yesterday, that got them above 500 for the first time since they were 1-0. You got to go all the way back to December 4th when Rich defeated Altamont right here for the season opener. Since then, they've been trying to get back above 500, and they finally have via winning 6 of their last 7. So the Rebels girls are playing some of their best basketball down the stretch, and I'm pretty sure that may have been a plan for Coach Lundgren and company after playing some tough competition early on. Hey, we'll learn and we'll lick our wounds, and we'll be playing some great basketball going into the tournament. And I spoke with Gary McKee yesterday after the win, and him and I agreed that after last season having the number 1 seed, maybe not a bad idea to come into the tournament with a smaller target on their back. Maybe you don't have to be the team that everyone's trying to knock off. How about a 3, 4, 5, and prove some team wrongs and let the teams above them play with the pressure above. So that's our scene set right there. We've got a little over 21 minutes until tip-off between the Rebels and the Wendover Wildcats. Here's what we got going on for our pregame coverage next. We'll step aside, we'll go into a quick break, and then when we return, it's the Coaches Show. That's right, Pam Corney with Town & Country Realty. So don't go anywhere. We're getting closer to tip-off between the Rebels and the Wildcats.
2 roads diverged in a wood, and I had just purchased new tires at Plains Tire in Evanston. The trained tire technicians at Plains Tire expertly mounted, balanced, and aligned my new tires, so I was feeling good. While I was there, they changed my oil, checked my brakes, fixed my AC, and made sure my shocks were in tip-top shape. And with their lifetime alignment checks and tire rotations, I was ready to roll. So, thanks to Plains Tire, when 2 roads diverged in a wood, I took the one less travel. Plains Tire, 157 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
Welcome back into our pregame coverage of this one. We're going to set the scene right now, not to set the scene. We're going to get ready for the Coaches Show. As Rob Leifson, my camera operator, just arrived on the scene, and you know what? He's a perfectionist when it comes to the view for you guys back at home, so I hope you don't get too motion sick right now as he adjusts the camera for an optimum angle. So let's talk about the coaches for a second before we dive into them. The Rebels are coached by Cody Lundgren, bringing his team out with an 8-7 overall record, 3-0 in region play. As for the Wildcats, they're coached by Nick Tangora. We had a great chat with him, and this is our Coaches Show because no one sees the game like the coaches do. So how about we hear from them? Thanks to Pam Cornea with Town & Country Realty, selling Bear Lake in Utah and Idaho. That's Pam Cornea at Town & Country Realty, 435-779-0012. We'll take a quick break, and then we're going to hear from the Wildcats girls basketball head coach Tangora first before Coach Lundgren. So Don't go anywhere. We've got a little under 20 minutes to go now until tip-off between Rich and Wendover here in Randolph.
As one of the region's most visited websites, mylocalradio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Check the weather forecast or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics on mylocalradio.com is brought to you by these Rebel Sports Boosters, the Wilson Ranch in Randolph. Good luck, Rebels, from Dale, Kim, Kyler, and Casey. Remember, the harder you work, the more good luck you'll have. And by Argyle Ranch Saddle and Boot, Feed and Supply, a custom shop specializing in leather and wood goods, with a farm feed and supply store to boot. Proudly supporting the Rich Rebels, the Argyle Ranch Saddle and Boot, Feed and Supply Store.
I'm now joined by Wendover girls basketball head coach, Coach Tangora. Coach, thanks for the time today.
Saturday, we were actually playing really well. We had Bryce Valley come in here on Saturday, and we lost that game. We had been in quarantine for the week before that game, so we really didn't get to have time to practice and prepare for them. But before that, we got shut down for quarantine. We were actually playing really well. The competition that we've been facing hasn't been to the same level as like a Region 20 team like Bryce Valley is. And so we kind of struggled getting back into our normal routine and competitiveness. So it was kind of a struggle our last game, but we've been playing well up to then.
Coach, talking about that stretch before Bryce Valley, you guys went on a 6-game winning streak. What was the biggest fuel for that long stretch?
Honestly, I think it was just the fact that we got to play consistently. You know, we didn't get there was a chance where once we started winning, we got to get another game that week, another game the next week, and we were just consistently playing. So I think that was really what kept us in a good groove. And then we had the shutdown before Bryce Valley, and I feel like that's where we dropped off and we weren't ready to play at that same level anymore.
Coach, let's talk about the Rebels a little bit. What do you know about Rich basketball this year?
What I've seen from Rich, I've watched a couple of your guys' streaming games, and I mean, they look just as good as they did last year. They look extremely tough. They're well coached. I've noticed that the record isn't as what it was last year, and the ranking isn't, but I've noticed that you guys have played a lot of teams out of state, so I'm guessing that the coaches probably scheduled some really tough competition just to get them ready, because they look like they're still just as tough as I remember seeing them last year, and I expect to probably see them in the state championship again.
Coach, talking about the tough schedule the Rebels have endured, they're 7-7 as we have this phone call right now, playing 14 games. It's a little bit more than what you guys have done so far, which is 8 at this moment. Do you think there's an advantage to maybe being a little fresher for your team, or would you rather have those extra games in there?
I honestly would rather have the extra games. We need the games. We need the competition, too. Like I said before, our competition level that we usually get scheduled isn't the same as what we would see at state. So we may have a couple games here and there, but a real strong schedule with a lot of games there as well would have benefited us a lot more, I think, this season.
Coach Tangora, through 8 games so far this season, you guys have allowed 29 points per game. Is that the DNA of this Wendover girls basketball team, or has it just kind of turned into that?
Really, that's our focus. Is we want to have good defense to lead to offense, because our scoring offense we're averaging around between 60 and 70 points a game, and holding teams to, like you said, around 20, 25 points a game. We're trying to use our defense to get our offense going, trying to push the tempo, kind of giving us a chance where teams don't get to set up really as much, and then try to play off of our defense.
Coach Tangora, that's all the questions I've got for you today. Thank you so much for your time.
I appreciate it.
That is Wendover girls basketball head coach Tangora.
All right, folks, here's what we got coming up on the schedule for us. So there is just under 14 minutes to go in our pregame coverage of this one. and then we'll have tip-off right about, it looks like 4 o'clock on the dot. So before then, we're going to hear from the other half of the coaches show, Rebels' very own head coach Cody Lundgren, then the standout student portion before we get to the second half of our pregame coverage. So don't go anywhere. On the other side of the break, it's head coach Cody Lundgren on the Pam Cornea with Town & Country Realty Coaches Show.
When do you schedule doctor appointments?
In bed before I fall asleep.
In the car waiting to pick up my kids.
We can even do it after breakfast.
We all lead busy lives. Online appointment scheduling puts you in control. In just 90 seconds, you can make an appointment with a primary care provider or specialist at evanstonanytime.com. Select the day and time most convenient for you. Enter some basic information, and just like that, you're scheduled for care. Schedule appointments for next day and beyond at evanstonanytime.com.
Success is no accident. It comes from constant hard work, perseverance, sacrifice, and learning from failure. Laketown Mayor Burdette Weston and council members Dallas Clark, Chris Hodges, Gary Ogilvie, and Delora White encourage the Rich High Rebels to continue to do whatever it takes to succeed in academics, activities, and athletics. The town council and citizens of Laketown celebrate the success of all the students and staff in the Rich School District.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
I'm now with Rich High girls basketball head coach Cody Lundgren. Coach, I'm sure you got to be pretty happy right now after a dominating win, it felt like, against Duchesne yesterday. You guys played great basketball start to finish. Was that your takeaway as well?
Yeah, I was real happy with the girls yesterday. You know, basketball is kind of a game of 4 quarters and emotions. So, I mean, there was Duchesne went on a couple of runs out there, and I thought our girls sustained it well, and they got the victory.
You guys were able to come out the victory without much perimeter shooting, not a whole lot of three-point shooting. Is that kind of a silent victory that you guys are inventing new ways to win down the stretch here before tournament time?
Our girls know that, you know, it's going to be a different type of game every night depending on what that team's defense is like. And yesterday, you know, Duchesne was playing a pretty tough man defense and then extended 1-2-2. So they kind of took the 3-ball away from us. So we worked the ball inside and were able to get some back cuts and got to the paint.
Coach, at the free throw line, that's where the game was won for you guys yesterday. It felt like as you guys were able to knock down those clutch free throws to seal the win. How much time do you spend on that in practice?
You know, we work on situations all the time in practice, and we work on our free throw shooting a bunch. And these girls know how important it is, especially in close games like that, you know, we say all the time that free throws win championships. So we work on it quite a bit.
Coach, looking ahead now, you guys got Wendover coming up. I know that you spent most of the week preparing for Duchesne, but what do you know about the Wildcats, and what are you expecting to see from them?
The Wildcats, you know, Wendover, they've been scoring a lot of points this year, so we got to come out and play some really good defense. We can't let them shoot the ball, and we can't let them get open. So we got to dial in on that.
Coach, thank you so much for the time. Best of luck today.
Hey, you bet. Thank you.
That is Rich High girls basketball head coach Cody Lundgren.
Big thanks to both coaches on the Pam Cornea Town & Country Realty Coaches Show. One more time, selling Bear Lake in Utah and Idaho. Pam Cornea at Town & Country Realty, 435-779-0012. We've got under 10 minutes to go until tip-off here in Randolph between Rich and Wendover. So what do we have going on for the rest of our pregame coverage? We'll have our standout student portion of it, and then the rest of it, including the Laketown Ledger, our keys of the game, Old Chicago Pizza and Logan pregame slice, and the Lutz Construction starting lineups. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the standout student, and it's a great one. You're going to want to hear it right after this.
roads diverged in a wood, and I had just purchased new tires at Plains Tire in Evanston. The trained tire technicians at Plains Tire expertly mounted, balanced, and aligned my new tires, so I was feeling good. While I was there, they changed my oil, checked my brakes, fixed my AC, and made sure my shocks were in tip-top shape. And with their lifetime alignment checks and tire rotations, I was ready to roll. So, thanks to Plains Tire, when two roads diverged in a wood, I took the one less traveled. Plains Tire, 157 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
The big difference that sets Freeway Tire apart from other tire stores is the fact that we care. We care about the customer service we provide, we care about selling quality products at fair prices, and we care about your vehicle. So when you're looking for tires or having work done on your vehicle, everything from maintenance to major repairs, make sure you take it to the company that really cares, Freeway Tires, on Bear River Drive in Evanston. Stop in today or schedule an appointment with us online at freewaytires.com.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. Dr. Todd Hoover does all of the chiropractic work you need, as well as blood work, dietary supplements, a weight loss program, x-rays, and can help you get rid of migraines and allergies. Call Hoover Chiropractic at 307-789-0043.
I'm now with Rich High Junior, Ryan Leifson. Ryan, thanks for the time today. Let's open things up by talking about your junior year. How's that going? How about you fill me in?
It's doing great. A little bit harder than other years because I get to take college classes this year.
And what college courses are you taking?
So I have taken History 1700 class. I'm taking psychology, music, and political science.
Oh, that's really neat. So are any of those some of your favorites?
I don't really like any of them, but they're required for me to get to my GE certificate, so I'll take them.
Fair enough. All right, Ryan, let's talk a little bit about sports here, because I work closely with your dad during pretty much every Rebels game, and I know he's a sports nut, so has that kind of trickled through the Leifson family, or has it stuck with him pretty much?
It's trickled through the older siblings, but not as much me. So,
what are some of your interests then?
Sports interest-wise, I enjoy cross country and running. I don't like much of the other sports. So,
okay, so cross country and running. Is that a challenge? Working at 6,500-ish feet?
I don't know.
I guess if that's all you know, then it's the norm for you. What are some of your hobbies you like to do outside of Rich, Ryan?
I work at the Crawford Trough, and I enjoy reading and playing video games with my friends.
All right, Ryan, I got a tough question for you. What's the best thing to eat at the Crawford Trough?
Oh, that's a hard one. We'll go with a mushroom burger.
Mushroom burger. Okay, now I got to try that. Is that what you usually get?
Yeah, it is, and I'll be the one making it.
Good to know. All right, I'm excited for a mushroom burger next time I'm at the Crawford Trough. I'm with Ryan Leifson, a junior at Rich High, the standout student. Ryan, one final question for you. Being at your junior year at Rich, what are some of your favorite memories or teachers or faculty you've encountered with so far?
One of my favorite teachers is definitely Matthew Walquist. There's lots of funny moments in his class.
Easy enough. Ryan, thank you so much for the time today.
Yep, thank you.
That is Rich High Junior Ryan Leifson, our standout student. All right, Ryan, that was great.
Big time thanks to Ryan for all the time he gave me. And let's get into the rest of our pregame coverage now. It's time for the Laketown Ledger. Let's open up the history books between these two sides, and Rebels and Wildcats are kind of in that youngish medium history. This is the 6th all-time matchup between the two sides. Rebels have dominated. It's been one-sided. They lead the series 5-0, so Wendover looking to pick up their first all-time win against the Rebels. Last season out there, Rich won 51-24, so it has not been very competitive as of late. You look at the last two meetings between Rich and Wendover, Rebels have won by double digits. So the Wildcats have not been competitive, but they've been good this year. They were, last I saw, 5th in RPI, while the Rebels had gone up to 4th after their win yesterday. So they are neighbors in the rankings right now. So a huge game right here. You got to imagine this will have big playoff implications in terms of seeding. But for now, that's our Laketown Ledger, provided to you by the town of Laketown. Good luck, Rebels, from the Mayor, Town Council of Laketown, Mayor Burdett Weston, Council members Dallas Clark, Gary Ogilvie, Delora White, and Eldon Robinson. Rebel fans, we got 2.5 minutes to go until tip-off, so I want to time this up well. I apologize for that. All right, let's get into our keys of the game here. Keys of the game. First one being for the Rebels. You're going up against a tough opponent in Wendover, but keep in mind the experience you have and the experience that they lack, having played 15 games versus their 10. So you know what your players and their roles and they're capable of. Use that to your advantage. This is the time to put on your strengths against their weaknesses, especially in your down-low play, and that's something that Coach Lunger has been very proud of for his team. Down low with Tingy, Cornea, and Mackenzie Smith. Second key of the game for the Rebels, try to get that perimeter offense back. They had a tough go against Duchesne last night, and their three-point defense for the Eagles was locked down, but you know you need to be able to be hot from deep in tournament time, so try to get that swagger back beyond the arc. And the final key of the game for the Rebels, you're looking at a Wendover team that has a very prolific scorer in Leslie Luna, who averages about 23 points per game. Someone's got to lock her down from start to finish. Do not let her take over this one. How about our pregame slice now? It's brought to you by Old Chicago Pizza and Tap Room. The Rebels will go out there in their home kits. They've got white jerseys with blue Rebels across the chest and black numbers on the front and back. As for the road Wildcats, they're going to wear their dark uniforms. It's all black with white trimmings on the side and green Wendover across the chest and numbers on the front and back. All right, looks like we're ready for the national anthem now. We'll step aside for that, and when we return, it'll be time for the Lutz Construction starting lineups right before tip-off here in Randolph between the Rebels and the Wildcats.
America keeps moving, and Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to help you keep rolling. Whether you need a brand new vehicle or service on one you already own, Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to lend a helping hand. Our certified mechanics are knowledgeable, and our sales team takes the time to get to know you and what your needs are. Stop in today, Auto Farm Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. Evanston's community-driven dealer.
Is it time to stop wishing for your dream home in beautiful Bear Lake? If you're ready to make your dream a reality, Bear Lake Realty can help with residential and land listings, including vacation properties, timeshares, cabins, condos, beachfront, lake view, and more. Bear Lake Realty has what you're looking for. And with more than 30 years of real estate experience in the area, you know you're working with the best. Visit bearlakerealty.com and come and enjoy the Caribbean of the Rockies with us.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
That was the end of the national anthem, a beautiful rendition there by the Rich High Band and Choir, and it looks like we are ready to get the Lutz Construction starting lineups. Excavation and landscaping, we dig Bear Lake. Give them a call at 435-946-8678, bearlake.com/Lutz. So, it looks like Principal Larson right now is getting ready to read out the starting lineups. I envision he'd go with the visiting team first. Indeed he does. Wildcats coached by Nick Tangora coming in with a 7-3 record. Annalie Luna, a senior, number 5. Up next, it's number 12, Stephanie Magallanes. Then it is number 21, Florencia Garcia, another senior. Then number 23, Leslie Luna, and her 23 points per game. And finally, number 25, Leslie Escobedo. And that's the starting 5 for the visiting Wildcats. Now for the home Rebels, coached by Cody Lundgren, and they come in with an 8-7 overall record. First starter for Rich, senior McKenna Stacy, followed by number 2, senior Sage Tingy. Here is senior number 20, Taylee Cornea. And then the final senior, it is number 35, J.C. Cornea, and then the lone junior in the starting lineup, Taylor McKee. Rebels coached by Cody Lundgren, Wildcats by Nick Tangora. Big game here for both sides in terms of playoff seeding competition, as it is the near to the end of the regular season. After this, both sides, for the Rebels, they've got 3 more games coming up next Thursday, Friday, Saturday before they begin playoff basketball, and it looks like we are ready to go here in Randolph. Rebels will be in their white home uniforms going left to right, and the road Wildcats, who just lost the tip-off, a loose ball. Who's got it now? The Rebels do. They're in their road black uniforms going right to left, and Stacy and the Rebel offense will get going here with a quick pass over to McKee on the far wing. Taylor moving it back over to Taylee Cornea, who reverses over to McKee. Now Stacy pump faked in the corner, looks down low. Nice pass to Cornea at the block. Drew contact, foul is called, and Taylee Cornea will go to the Bear Lake Realty free throw line to kick off the opening quarter. Just last night, McKenna Stacy, her passing has really gone to another level. She had a beautiful pass to Mackenzie Smith. That was the precision play of the game as Taylee misses the first of 2 free throws. But we've always known she was a scorer. What's really gone into another gear is what she's been able to do looking for the open man as Cornea knocks down the second free throw to put the Rebels up 1-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Wendover inbounding it and getting across the timeline. They go down low and a quick layup in transition. Wildcats respond, taking a 2-1 lead. And the Wildcat faithful have come out, a lot of parents and supporters going from the west side of the state over to the east side. Rebels moving the ball along the three-point line. Now it's Stacy pulling in, pulling up from the elbow. Shots off the rim. Rebound goes to Leslie Luna. Here come the Wildcats the opposite direction. Working on offense right now with Florencia Garcia. And the Wildcats pass goes off. A player over and back called as it went over half court, and it's going to be Rebel basketball after the turnover. Rich trailing 2-1 with just under 7 minutes to go in the T7 Propane first quarter. Inbound pass goes to Stacy. She crosses the logo. Now going over to Cornea. Far pass over to McKee on the wing. Up top to Stacy now. Stacy moving the ball along the perimeter. Gets a pass back to her on the far wing. Taking a dribble up the arc and going to Taylee Cornea on the near wing. She takes a few dribbles herself and gives it back to Stacy. Her pass down low is taken away by the Wendover Wildcats. Wendover pushing it up the court right now with Luna and a jump ball called. Tying in with Sage Tingy. And we get our first Mound Valley Cattle Company jump ball of the afternoon. 2-1 Wildcats, 6.5 to play in the first quarter. Wendover to inbound it in front of the Rich student section. They get the inbound pass into Garcia. Garcia trying to move it out, and eventually she does to Luna. Luna's pass is nearly stripped away, but Garcia comes up with it, then passes it out of play on the far wing. So it's going to be Rebel basketball. Are they going to say it was last touched by Rich? Indeed they do, so scratch that. It's going to stick with the Wendover crew, and the inbound pass going to Escobedo. Escobedo looking down low to Garcia, then passing up top to Luna beyond the arc. Luna feeding it to Garcia. She pulls up from 10 feet. Shot off the window is off target. Rebound McKee. Taylor dribbles across the timeline on the right half of the court. Pulling up and passing it off on the near wing to J.C. Cornea, who touches the ball for the first time today. Cornea getting it to McKee at the elbow, who had it stripped away, and a turnover. Wendover basketball, they get it to Leslie Luna. Luna feeding it to Garcia, who dribbles across the timeline. Garcia pulling up from way downtown. That never had a chance, and McKee comes up with the board. Taylor dribbling in, going to the block. Wanted to go to Tingy, but pass popped off her hands, and now it's Taylor Cornea with it, and she gives it over to Stacy beyond the arc. Rebels slowing things down and resetting the offense. Goes to J.C. Cornea in the near corner. Passing it up top to McKee, who launches a three. That's right on target. And Taylor McKee splashes a three to take the lead. And Coach Tangora calls time. With the Rebels leading 4-2 and 5:09 to go in the T7 Propane first quarter, we get our first break.
Whether it's for your home, your ranch, your equipment, or your business, when you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The safe and professional team at T7 Propane offers quality product and the most responsive propane service in the area, so you can enjoy the affordability, reliability, and efficiency of propane. For heating, cooking, grilling, motor fuel, and more, count on the team at T7 for your personal or business propane needs. 435-793-4208.
Taylor McKee splashed in a three to give the Rebels the lead once again early here in the first quarter in Randolph. And a turnover on the inbound pass for the Wildcats. Then Stacy missed the free throw, and here come Wendover, pushing it down the court and in the corner right now with Escobedo, and she coughed it up herself, and now we go back with Rich on offense. Stacy at the top of the arc, passing it over to Taylor Cornea, who takes a couple dribbles, then feeds it to an open Stacy down low. She hands it off to Tingy on the block. She wanted to go up with it, lost it on the way to the hoop, and here come Wendover. Wildcats picking up their dribble right before half court and dribbling across the timelines. Garcia. Her pass is stolen away by Cornea. A Rich County government steal. Stacy passing it to Tingy at the block and one. Great vision by McKenna Stacy after the Taylor Cornea steal. And it's Sage Tingy drawing contact on her way up to the glass. And the Rebels push their lead up to 4 with the possibility to make it a 5-point game midway through the first quarter. Free throw from Sage falls. Toilet bowled in, and it's now 7-2 Rebels on the Station on Main scoreboard. Wildcats get the ball across half court and a travel. Luna knew it too, just dragged that back foot with her. So far Wendover has shot themselves in the foot to start this game right now, and that's put them in a hole of 5 points. McKee has it for the Rebel offense well beyond the three-point line. She dribbles towards her right, looks down low to Cornea. Wow, what a great pass from Taylor McKee and an excellent finish by J.C. Cornea. 9-2 Rebels, and this Rich offense is rolling right now. Wildcats working down low with it. They go to Garcia from 16 feet. She knocks down the jumper. All right, everyone. Apologize for that delay right there. Should be back and running right now as let's reset what happened in the last couple of seconds. Rebels leading 12-4 with about 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. Sorry about that, and only missed a possession or two. Here we go. Wendover working on offense right now. quarterback heave to the far side to an open Luna, who pulled up and shot went off the window. Off target, rebound Rebels. Here's Stacy pushing it down the court to Cornea, who uses the glass to knock it in. Couple of nice assists to start the game for the Rebels, and another timeout called by Coach Tangora. 14-4 Rebels, 2:35 to go in the first quarter when we return.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
14-4 Rich with about 2.5 to play in the first quarter. Rebels coming out to a strong start here in Randolph. Right now it's with Wendover moving it down the court. They've got it trapped in the corner. Rebel defense applying pressure and then forcing a turnover. McKee passing it to Cornea. Her layup is no good, but an offensive foul on JC. So that's going to be foul number 2 for the Rebels in the first half compared to Wendover, who's up to 3 right now. And we got a shoe being tied right now, and when we start the game, here we go. With a Wildcat player turning it over. Stacy forces a steal. Can't cash it in for points, though. Goes down and appears to be in some discomfort. Hopefully she's okay. And a whistle blew to help out McKenna Stacy, who appears to be favoring her right leg. We'll take a quick break. With 2:02 to go in the T7 Propane first quarter, Rebels up by 10.
You rely on your vehicle every day. Make sure your ride gets the best service, repairs, and maintenance possible. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff provides the highest quality, the latest technology, and the newest equipment to give your vehicle the absolute best auto care available. Family owned and operated since 1992, your friends at Stacy's Repair promise to always deliver value and outstanding, honest, and knowledgeable service, regardless of repair size or difficulty. Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care.
Stacy helped to the bench. Hopefully she's okay. We'll check it out as the game goes on. Wildcats working on offense in the corner, getting it out to an open player. Sochi Dunias handing it off to Leslie Luna. Luna going back to Dunias. Dunias bounce pass inside the paint, then it's kicked out to her. She pulls up in the perimeter, off the iron. Rebound Cornea. Taylor dribbling up the court on a breakaway. Layup and one. Great speed by the senior. And the Rebel lead continues to grow. It's up to a 12-point advantage. 16-4 with under 90 seconds to play in the first quarter. Ambria Lutz, by the way, checked in for McKenna Stacy. Cornea completes the three-point play. 17-4 Rebels. And on the other end, we had a whistle blow, and the official is picking something off the court. Okay, so we had the cap that conceals where the volleyball post goes in come loose. So quick restart right now, but here we go. Wendover to inbound it to their half of the court to an open Dunias. Dunias crossing the timeline. Goes to Garcia, who hands it right back as she dribbles down the right wing. Whistle blows, and it looks like a foul on Rich. Right now, Stacy's sitting in between two coaches, talking about her, what appears to be something on her lower leg. Dunias trying to inbound it. Goes to an open Wildcat on the wing. Her shot is off target, and it's rebounded by Tingy. Here comes McKee in the Rebel offense. Passing to Lutz, giving it back to Sage at the top of the arc, and Her and Taylor Cornea are not on the same page as that pass sails out of play to turnover and Wendover basketball. 17-4 Rebels on the station. All right, everyone. Sorry we're having some Wi-Fi difficulty, it appears. We're going to try to get that straightened out for you. But the first quarter comes to a close. Rebels leading 17-4.
Whether you need a big bite to eat, a tasty snack, or a sweet treat, the Crawford Trough in Randolph has it all to satisfy your cravings. From tasty burgers and wraps, patty melts and perfect pitas to fresh salads, home-cut fries, crispy onion rings, and of course, that silk.
All right, everyone. We apologize. Sometimes technology can be your best friend or your worst enemy. So, in the meantime, here's what happened. You didn't miss too much. We got 5:46 remaining in the second quarter, and the only basket the Rebels made was a Taylor McKee wing three as Mackenzie Smith goes 0 for 2 from the charity stripe. Hopefully, we won't have this issue again. We apologize for that, and happy you're sticking with us right now. So the Rebels working on offense. Let's get back in, and Stacy back in the game, but appears to be limping a little bit as a foul has occurred, and it's on Wendover. So more free throws coming up from the Bear Lake Realty no, it's an inbound play. So they're going to call it on the floor, not a shooting foul. Rich to inbound it. Cornea goes to Stacy. Stacy is hustling. Wow, you got to respect the grit for McKenna right now. Out there hobbling, it looks like, and forcing turnovers. Stacy dribbling towards the point. Goes towards McKee on the near wing. Cross-court pass to Lamborn. Fed down low to Cornea at the block. She kicks out to Stacy for three. No good. Rebound gets out of play, and it's going to go with the Rebels. So Rich basketball here with 5:16 to go in the Stacy's Repair second quarter. Inbound pass is moved to Stacy in the corner. She dribbles towards the point, kicks it out to McKee for three. That's offline. Loose ball, rebound Garcia and the Wildcats. Wendover bringing the ball across half court. Luna puts up a three from way downtown. Rebound Smith. So right now Wendover's getting decent looks. They're just not knocking them down, and that's what's put them in this 14-point deficit. Rebels moving the ball along the perimeter of the defense. Stacy has it for the time being at the point. McKenna signaling out commands, passing to Lamborn on the near wing, gives it back to McKenna. Facilitated over to McKee, back to Stacy. She attacks the right side, picks up her dribble, and looks like a foul on Leslie Luna. She's their go-to scorer. It's the 7th foul, second on Luna. So we'll have 1-and-1 free throws here with Stacy at the Bear Lake Realty free throw line. Stacy at the charity stripe. Free throw up and good. Knocks down the first of two potentially. 21-6 Rebels. 4:26 to go in the first half of action. Second free throw up and good. 22-6. Rebels leading on the Station on main scoreboard. On offense now, Wendover. Luna going towards the right side. Layup is off target. Rebound, Darlene Peterson. She dishes it out to Stacy, who goes to Corney on the near wing. Back to Peterson. And Darlene passes it across to McKenna on the far wing. Stacy giving it over to Cornea. She dribbles towards the top of the arc and then pass over to Stacy, and Coach Lundgren calls time. With 3:57 to go in the Stacy's Repair second quarter, Rebels leading 22-6.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Rebels working on offense. Stacy manning the point right now. Passing it to the near wing to Lamborn. Moved across to Taylor Corney on the far wing. Taylor goes to Stacy on the side. And McKenna passing it to the top of the circle. And the Corney is exchanging a couple passes. And now it's given back over to McKenna, who dribbles towards the center court logo. Rebels passing it along the perimeter have yet to enter inside the three-point arc. Now they do with the pass to Peterson. Great pass. Fantastic finish. Stacy is just outdoing herself with the passing today. Usually known for an assist, or usually known for scoring, and today getting it done through the air. 24-6 Rebels, and Darlene Peterson picks up her first points as well as the Wildcats miss an open jumper on the far side, and now it's Rebels pushing it down low to Brittany Lamborn, who drew contact on her way up, and it looks like Lamborn will go to the free throw line. 24-6 Rebels. 3:04 to go in the second quarter. Lamborn's first free throw attempt is off the back iron, no good. Brittany trying to put up her team's 25th point here and get herself involved in the scoring. Second free throw up and good. 25-6, Rebels dominating the Wildcats with a couple minutes to go in the first half. Luna and the Wildcat offense standing near the center court logo. Stagnant for the time being. Dribbling towards the far sideline, now passing it off to Esco Bedoya. She's in some trouble right now. And Kanea trying to get rid of it. Three-point shot raised, and a bit of a broken play by the Wildcats, and it falls. That's their second field goal of the second half, of the second quarter. 25-9, Rebels leading. Down low, Peterson uses the glass to knock it in. And with the Rebels leading 27-9, a timeout is called by Coach Tangura as Darlene Peterson has her fourth points off the bench. We'll keep it right here with 2:11 to go in the Stacy's Repair second quarter. Rebels leading by 18 points. And checking out what we've got on tap for the halftime coverage, we'll break down the first half highlights with the town of Randolph. And then we'll talk about some of the stats, and we'll see what else is going on here as the boys matchup will get going at the conclusion of this one. And the Rebels kind of desperate. I don't think desperate's the right word, but it feels like it's a must-win situation right now to try and pick up a very much-needed higher seed, because top to bottom, it is competitive in 1A Utah basketball this year. So every win feels like a monumental one. And with only 4 games left, including today, there's just not a lot of room for mistakes. If you're going to lose, it's got to be due to going out there and just being outmatched by an inch. It can't be, hey, we learned these mistakes and we'll try to correct ourselves. That time it seems like it's quickly dwindling like a candle being burnt on both ends. So here we are back in action right now with Wendover inbounding it on the far sideline. Inbound pass goes to Leslie Luna. She cautiously dribbles across the timeline, guarded by Lamphorn, one of the best defenders Rich has to offer. Using a screen, she switched over to Peterson. Pass nearly taken away, and now it's on the wing with Malganel. And a whistle blows as Stephanie Magalenis turns it over. So Rebel basketball, they'll inbound it in front of their own bench. Tingy to inbound it to Stacy with a little under 2 to go. Rebel offense has it at the point. Passing it to Peterson on the wing. Down low to Tingy at the block. Moved along the defense to Stacy. Now to Lamphorn. Her perimeter jump shot is no good. Rebound, who's got it? Wendover does. But the Wildcats struggling to get it out of their half. Moving it over to Luna. And she's got to get a move on here. And let's see if she gets across in time. Indeed, she does. Luna attacking the paint. No pulling up from just beyond the arc. Shot is wide left, and it's rebounded by Stacy. She looks down court, and the pass is too tall for Taylor Cornea. Stacy has had a number of assists so far today, but she won't have one there as that pass goes way out of bounds. About a minute till play in the first half. Rebels leading 27-9. Wildcats on offense with Garcia. She dribbles into the paint, loses it, and then passes it out to Luna. Pass will get out of bounds. It does, but it was last touched by Brittany Lamphorn as it was flirting with the out-of-bounds line, and then I think Brittany may have just barely pushed it across. 51.5 seconds to go in the Stacy's Repair second quarter. Inbound pass is nearly turned over. Ball gets out of bounds, and once again, it'll stick with Wendover. Wildcats inbounding it at half court on their side of it. Inbound pass going to Luna, who passes to no one. Off page there between her and the rest of the teammates, and the Rebels push it down the court with Stacy, who dribbles inside. Her floater is blocked, and here comes Luna across the timeline. Leslie runs into a defender and draws a foul. 33 seconds to go in the first half. Rebels all over the visiting Wildcats, 27-9 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Garcia to inbound in front of the Rebel bench. She goes to Luna, who brings it across half court as I speak. Luna looking down low, good pass to Garcia. Can't finish it off, though. Rebels moving it the other direction with Tingy. Sage going to Lamphorn, who passes to McKenna, who has a body come flying at her like a 101st born airborne. And it is going to be a foul, and free throws coming up there. McKenna pump faked, and a body came hurling at her. Good to see McKenna back on the court after getting shaken up back in the first quarter. Stacy has 2 free throws coming up as she proves me correct by knocking down the first one. 28-9 Rebels. They're up by 19 with 15.5 seconds to go in the second quarter. Second free throw for McKenna is up and good. 20-point game now, 21-9 Rich. McKee checking into the game for Stacy. Wendover to inbound on their half the court. You'd imagine they would hold for the last shot. And a turnover on the inbound pass. McKee has it at the block and then is fouled on her way up. So Wendover inbounded it, and the intended target had her back to the basketball, and there was a lurking Taylor Cornea to pick up a steal. If Taylor Cornea is known for one thing, it's producing steals. She just has a knack for sitting in the grass and then pouncing at the right moment as Taylor McKee knocks down the first free throw. 30-9 Rich, and McKee picks up her first point, not by a three-point shot today. She's got 7. Second free throw up and good. 31-9 Rebels. Under 10 seconds. Another turnover. Rebels moving it down the court to Peterson, but it's too far and out of play. 4.2 seconds. Inbound pass to Garcia, and I think that was an illegal inbound. The referee has stopped the game, and I'm not sure why. The clock, okay, yep, so we're going to correct the clock right now. Good eyes by the official. They're going to put some more time on it, 4.2 seconds. Inbound pass goes to Garcia. She approaches half court, throws up a Hail Mary well short, and that's how the first half will come to an end. Rebels leading 31-9 in Randolph over the Wendover Wildcats. We'll have our halftime coverage in a moment here. Don't go anywhere. Rebels and Wildcats Duke.
America keeps moving, and Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to help you keep rolling. Whether you need a brand new vehicle or service on one you already own, Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to lend a helping hand. Our certified mechanics are knowledgeable, and our sales team takes the time to get to know you and what your needs are. Stop in today, Auto Farm Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. Evanston's community-driven dealer.
If the idea of owning your own home in beautiful Bear Lake sounds like more than your finances can handle, visit the experts at Bear Lake Realty to learn how you can make it happen. Gary and Amber McKee at Bear Lake Realty can show you how to buy a home and rent it out, so it pays for itself while you enjoy it some of the time as well. And soon, you'll have your own place in the Caribbean of the Rockies. No one knows the market better, and no one else serves you better than Bear Lake Realty.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. I perform total hip, total knee, and total shoulder replacement. The huge majority of patients of mine that have undergone total joint replacement have been dealing with pain and disability for many years. After joint replacement and recovery, patients are back to doing the activities that they want to do.
Halftime here in Rich County with the cheerleaders doing an excellent performance right now for some entertainment. Let's talk about that first half as the Rebels coasted to a strong start, 31-9 home team on the Station on Main scoreboard. And we'll talk about the stats in a moment here, but the Rebels really spreading the love. And I don't know if the players listen to the interviews I do with Coach Lundgren, but that's exactly what he talked about. And they have listened to a cue as the Rebels have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different scorers off the bench. You've got Brittany Lamborn and Darlene Peterson getting into the mix. Usually Mackenzie Smith has a couple baskets here and there. So a lot of great basketball being played by Rich right now at the right time. Well, we've got some time here. How about we throw on the Bear Lake Realty fan cam if we've got a moment here and check out some of the Rebel faithful that have made the trip not down very far out here in Randolph. So good sized crowd for the Rebels here. A lot of great fans in the building right now cheering on the team as the boys warm up as they'll take on Wendover in a revenge matchup for them at the conclusion of this girls one. But that's our Bear Lake Realty fan cam. Bear Lake Realty, the most experienced and highest volume realtor in the Bear Lake Valley. Call Gary and Amber McKee today, 435-946-8888, or visit bearlakerealty.com. We got about 6.5 minutes to go in our halftime show here. We'll step aside for a quick break, and when we return, we'll have some stats for you and some first half highlights coming up right after this.
Randolph, Utah is a town of extremes. At an elevation of almost 6,300 feet and with temperatures over 90 in the summer and often 40 below in the winter, the folks who call Randolph home have to be a hardy crew. Maybe that's one reason the simple things in life mean so much to Rich County. Residents value hard work, education, respect, a love for God, family, and country, and being a good neighbor. Mayor Lynn Weston and the town board proudly support the Rich Rebels and hope you'll be able to visit soon and come back often.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Let's talk about the first half a little more in some detail here in our halftime coverage. So 31-9 lead for Rich. How are they getting it done? By a multitude of scores. You're talking about Sage Tingey. She had 7 points in that first quarter. That's tied with Taylor McKee for a team high, I believe, with McKenna Stacy right behind them. She's got 6. Then you got Taylor Cornea with 4, along with Darlene Peterson off the bench. And then J.C. Corney's got a bucket, and Brittany Lamborn has a free throw. You add it all up, and what do you get? You get about 31 points. So, talking about the first half and some more stats provided to you by Rob Leifson. The big difference between Rich and Wendover in the first half was what they were able to do at the free throw line. Rich going 11 for 13 at the charity stripe. And then as for Wendover, they didn't have much to show for. They went nada for nada, not a single free throw attempted in the first half for the Wildcats, and that was a big difference maker right there. How many free points can you pick up? When it comes to protecting the basketball, the Rebels only have 5 turnovers. Meanwhile, Wendover, 10. And a lot of those turnovers were not turnovers that you're okay with, meaning risky passes, pushing the ball down the court, creativity. A lot of them just came off of mental errors, not being on the same page, inbounding the basketball to a player who's not ready. So difficulty for Wendover in just about every facet of the game. And remember, the Wildcats defensively give up 30 points per game. Rich has 31 at the half. So the Rebels having their way right now with the Wildcats. How about some first half highlights brought to you by the town of Randolph? We had a great pass from McKenna Stacy down low to whoever she wanted to feed it to. Sage Tingey, J.C. Cornea. Have your pick. So a lot of great passes for the Rebels on offense, along with Sage Tingey, who in the first quarter has a great ability to just feel the pressure, lean into it, get the call, and then finish it off with an and one. So Sage Tingey with 7 points in the first quarter. Taylor McKee elevated herself from beyond the arc for a pair of T7 propane 3-point shots. And that was some of our first half highlights brought to you by the town of Randolph, home of the Rich Rebels. Good luck from the mayor, the board members, and the town clerk. We've got a little over 2.5 to go at halftime here before the epic recreation third quarter gets underway. But the Rebels leading the Wildcats 31-9. We'll take our final break here of the half, and then we'll have second half action right after this.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
Whatever takes you to Evanston, whether it's high school sports, a teaching conference, music festivals, speech and debate, or your job, always book your hotel reservations at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. With 165 ground-level rooms on 10 acres, the Best Western offers everything you need, including newly renovated rooms, a business office, workout room, outdoor pool, and full-service restaurant, plus complimentary breakfast with every stay. Whenever you're in Evanston, make your hotel reservations with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. Orthopedic surgery is the practice of medicine centered around bones and joints. It's all about movement and activity and getting that to be less painful. Watching a patient with a specific problem, whether that's pain or decreased range of motion, and being able to treat them, by far the best part of my job.
Halftime's coming to a close. Time to get ready for the third quarter here in Randolph between Rich and the Wendover Wildcats. I'm Matthew Peterson. Happy you're making Rich Rebel Radio and Rebel Basketball a part of your Saturday afternoon. And let's get ready for the third quarter of action. Our third quarter is always brought to you by Epic Recreation. Make your vacation an epic one to remember. Rentals in Bear Lake. Find them on Facebook or at epicrecreation.net. So the Wildcats will start the second half with the basketball. And they get it across half court by passing to Magdalenas. She goes down low to Garcia at the block, being posted up and stolen away there by Stacy. McKenna across the timeline. Passing to Corney on the wing. Taylor moving it to J.C. Cornea, and now pushed across to McKenna Stacy and given back to Cornea. Rebels moving along the perimeter and now going inside to Tingy, and a whistle blows. Contact made, and it's going to be a foul on Wendover. So the Wildcats got in some foul trouble back in that first half, and foul number 2 there for starter Leslie Escobedo. Then down low, it's a missed shot there on the inbound pass by Tingy, and second effort no good by Cornea. Wildcats getting across the timeline right now. Sochi Dunias at the block right now. Dunias going inside the paint and dribbling out of trouble with it. Anna Lee Luna lost it, went out of play, and it's going to go back to Wendover with 7:03 to go in the third quarter. Rebels leading 31-9 on the station on main scoreboard. Inbound pass goes to Escobedoya. Here is McKee dribbling in. Layup is offline. Rebound, offensive glass, good for Cornea. And she gets it out to Stacy, who looks down low to Tingy, who has her shot denied. Hit the deck, but she appears to be okay. Inbound pass goes to Tingy to an unexpected Wildcat defense, and then Tingy's fouled on the way to the glass and one. Sage Tingy, that's her third trip to the free throw line, trying to complete a three-point play today. She had 2 of them back in the first quarter, and that's how the Rebels pick up their first basket of the second half. 33-9 with an opportunity to tack on an extra point. Free throw rolls in. 34-9 Rebels on the station on main scoreboard. Leslie Luna crossing the center court logo. Passes to Garcia. She attacks the right side of the court, and then she loses it. Turnover. Tingy comes up with it and gets it out to Stacy. She goes to McKee on the near wing. Taylor dribbles towards the elbow, then passes to McKee beyond the arc. Stacy moving along the perimeter over to Taylor. Now with Corney on the wing. Rebels moving it inside to McKee. She passes out to Corney on the wing, who knocks down a good 16-foot shot, and the Rebels tacking on 2 more. 36-9 Rich. Timeout call by Nick Tangora. So with the Rebels all over Wendover with 6:04 to go, a timeout is called. We'll step aside ourselves. We'll be right back.
Whether you're kicking up dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft large and small to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all to go on-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your adventure at epicrecreation.net.
Taylor Cornea picking up her 6-point there at the end, right before the timeout was called by Coach Tangura of Wendover. Rebels leading 36-9 right now in front of their home crowd. And here's a Wendover team that's still trying to get in double digits right now. They had 4 points at the end of the first quarter, picked up 5 in the second, and shut out so far after nearly 2 minutes of play to start the third. Luna averaging about 23 points per game, passing it down low. Good-looking shot falls there by Gabriela Delgadillo. And the Rich moving it along the perimeter, passing to Stacy on the near wing. McKenna, cross-court pass to McKee for 3. That's off the rim. Loose ball tracked down, gets out of play, and it's last touched by Garcia of Wendover. So it'll stick with Rich. Stacy with the Mound Valley Cattle Company inbound play. Crawford Trough inbound play, I beg your pardon. Now it's Stacy for 3. Shot was short. And Garcia and the Wildcats get the ball across half court. Garcia is tied up, and just like that, we get a Mound Valley Cattle Company inbound play now with the arrow going the Rebel direction, so it's going to stick with Rich. Makita inbound it. She goes to Stacy. Stacy dribbling down the right side, feeds it inside to McKee, and then a travel called. 5:04 to go in the third frame here in Randolph. Rebels leading 36-11 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Luna taking the ball across the timeline. Getting inside the arc and then dribbling outside and posting up for 3. That shot is offline, but offensive rebound will start things over again for Wendover. Now Luna chucks up another 3. That one is also no good, and it's rebounded by Tingy. Stacy dribbling across half court. About 4.5 to play in the Epic Recreation third quarter. She goes to McKee, who dribbles in and out of the paint, passing it back to Stacy. Her floater is up, and it sinks down the drain. 38-11, Rebels cruising here, halfway through the third quarter. Garcia handing it off to a trailing Luna, who runs into a big, nasty block. Stacy picking up a couple high fives from her teammates after that one. It'll stick with Wendover. They'll have an inbound play beneath the Rebel basket. Inbound pass goes to Luna. She fires up a 3. That's also not going to fall, but the second effort will. Delgadillo picks up an offensive rebound and cashes it in for 2. 38-13. Stacy and the Rebel offense working it down low to Cornea. Her shot from the block is too deep, and a good save there by McKee, and the Rebel offense get an offensive rebound, and they'll reset everything. Under 4 to play in the third quarter. McKee on the near wing with it. Inside to Cornea at the free throw line. Back outside to McKee again. Taylor dribbling inside. Floater is off the back rim. Second effort can't fall. Rebound Garcia. She gets it out to Dunias. And then Dunias, I think, had a dribble off her foot and went out of play. I didn't exactly see what happened, but it's going to result in a Rich inbound pass in front of their own student section. Dixie Huffaker checking into the game for the first time for J.C. Cornea. Saw a little bit of Dixie yesterday in Duchesne. I'll tell you what, when she comes off the bench, she can provide a lot of energy. And talking about coming off the bench, here's Maddie Weston as well. So the Rebels have 3 of the 5 original starters in the game at the moment, with Weston and Huffaker coming off the bench. Wildcat offense moving it down low to Delgadillo. Then it's Luna pulling up for 3 off the rim, and it's rebounded by the Rebels. Stacy picking up her tempo, going down the court, dishing it off to Huffaker. A foul occurred as Dixie was going up to shoot it, and I think we're going to have a shooting foul. Is it on the floor? No, it's on the floor. So instead, we get a Crawford-Trough inbound play. Beneath the Wendover basket, goes to Tingy, just beyond the block. She flips it over to Stacy, down low to Dixie right now at the block. Huffaker posting up, foul occurs, and she's going to shoot 2. Foul number 4 for the visitors here in the second half, but a shooting foul, so Huffaker at the Bear Lake Realty free throw line with 2:44 to go in the third quarter, brought to you by Epic Recreation. 2 free throws for Dixie as the first one is short. Substitutions being made by Rich with Mackenzie Smith and Brittany Lamborn coming in for McKenna Stacy and Sage Tingy. So we're down to just 1 starter for the Rebels as they lead by 25 points. Dixie's second free throw attempt is also no good. Offensive rebound by Smith. Her second effort can't fall, and it's a rebound by the Wildcats, and Luna bringing the ball across half court. At the top of the arc right now with Dunias. Xochitl Dunias passing it off to an open Jessica Castenda. Jessica going to the wing. Wildcats put up a 3-pointer. Ball went out of play. Last touch by Wendover, so it's going to stick with the Rebels. And with that being said, Ambria Lutz chucks in for Taylor Cornea. And all 5 Rebel starters are getting nice and cozy on the bench as the bench mob has entered the action. Lutz passing to Weston on the near wing. Weston going back to Lutz further in the corner and moved over to Lamborn on the far wing. Rebels passing along the perimeter, now going to Smith at the block. She tried to go up with this. She was fouled on the way towards the rim, and we got free throws coming up for McKenzie. Foul number 5 for Wendover in the second half. Smith at the free throw line. Yesterday, McKenzie had a couple nice baskets as she puts the first free throw off the back iron. 38-13 Rebels on the Station on Main scoreboard. A little under 2 to play. Darlene Peterson coming in for Huffaker. Smith, second free throw attempt awaiting us now. Up and falls. Eventually got there. 39-13, Rebels leading. Wendover going to Garcia. And now they go over to Dunias. Dunias dribbling towards her right into the corner, then reversing and going back up the arc. Wildcats have their pass nearly stolen away. Now it is. Lamborn comes up with the steal. She goes to Lutz. Lutz attacking the hoop. Layup is good. 41-13 Rebels. As Ambria Lutz picks up her first points of the day. She went off for a handful yesterday. And then there's Weston getting in the action for a steal, but a whistle will precursor that and wipe it away. It's a foul on Maddie Weston instead. Good effort, though, by the senior. And we got an inbound pass coming up for Cadence Murphy of Wendover. Murphy's inbound pass goes to Junias, who dribbles towards the elbow. 3-point shot put up off the back iron. Rebound, Peterson, using her height to her advantage. Passes off to Lutz, who dribbles across half court and goes to Lamborn. Now down low to Smith, dribbling in and out of traffic and loses it. Peterson tried to force a jump ball, and she does indeed. 59 seconds to go in the Epic Recreation third quarter. Rebels leading 41-13. Nope, they take that inbound, they take that jump ball away, and they're going to actually give Peterson a foul. That's her first, team second of the second half. Wendover moving the ball across half court. Going to Murphy. She dribbles into the paint, has it stolen away. Lutz comes up with it. Rich County government steal for the Rebels. They look down low to Lamborn and foul. So Brittany Lamborn standing beneath the basket took a long pass from Lutz, and the defense overcompensated and bumped into her. So Brittany goes back to the Bear Lake Realty free throw line. Lamborn with 1 point so far, coming on a free throw back in the second quarter, misses the first there with 43.5 seconds left in the third quarter. Lamborn's second free throw attempt is up and no good. Rebound, Peterson on the offensive glass, goes to Smith at the free throw line. She dribbled off a Wendover foot and a Wildcat picks it up. Sochi Dunias is going to throw this one out of bounds. Wildcats just look out of sync this afternoon as a lot of passes have just been going to places where no one was expecting it. Rebels have it with under 30 seconds on offense. Weston on the near wing. Entry pass to Smith. Shot is off target. Rebound, who's got it? Wendover does. Garcia picking up her speed as she crosses the timeline. 12 seconds to go. Goes over to Murphy, the point. Murphy dribbling towards her right. 7 seconds. Passing it off and down low in the corner. 3 seconds. Back to Murphy at the point. 2 seconds. They got to get a shot off. At the buzzer, no good. So the third quarter comes to an end. Rebels leading 41-13 with 8 minutes to go in Randolph.
The big difference that sets Freeway Tire apart from other tire stores is the fact that we care. We care about the customer service we provide, we care about selling quality products at fair prices, and we care about your vehicle. So when you're looking for tires or having work done on your vehicle, everything from maintenance to major repairs, make sure you take it to the company that really cares, Freeway Tire, on Bear River Drive in Evanston. Stop in today or schedule an appointment with us online at freewaytires.com.
When you're looking for one location that is centrally located in Wyoming to host a business meeting or corporate retreat, always consider the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper first. With meeting rooms and amenities that everyone can enjoy at the Come On In is the best place to host events. The rustic decor, fireplaces, jacuzzis, pool, and large indoor atrium will make your event memorable. Call today and find out the ways we can help make your event a success. Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper. Call 307-472-6300.
Welcome into the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. It's the Rebels leading at home 41-13 against Wendover. And Rich will start on offense to begin the final quarter. Stacy and all 5 starters are back in the game right now as McKee has it on the near wing. She goes to McKenna back at the top of the arc and down low to Cornea. Cornea taking a couple dribbles. Shot was blocked. Then Tingy got the loose ball, and her shot attempt is going to draw contact and free throws. Sage Tingy at the Bear Lake Realty free throw line. Trying to think, have we seen a single free throw from Wendover yet? No. As Tingy's first free throw rolls in off the front iron. Meanwhile, for the Rebels, they're close to probably 20 free throw attempts right now. 21st, that's what I'm talking about. And the 22nd falls for Sage Tingy, who picks up 2 quick points in the early goings of the fourth quarter. 43-13 Rebels, 7.5 to play in the game. Working on offense, Wildcats have it in the corner. They look inside to Garcia, who takes a few dribbles, now kicks it out after some mayhem. Luna spots up a 3, and that falls. Leslie Luna picks up a much-needed 3-point shot as she was in a major drought. It is 43-16 Rebels with about 7:10 to go in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. McKee with it on the near wing. Taylor in pressure, Bounce pass to Stacy, who approaches the point. McKenna looks to Cornea on the wing. Taylor goes back to Stacy, who pump fake for a moment. Instead, she passes to McKee. And the Rebels taking their time, and the entry pass to Tingy is too far out of her reach, eventually gets out of play, and 4 different players coming in for the Rebels right now. We've got Darlene Peterson, Ambria Lutz, Brittany Lamborn, and finally for the first time today, Hattie Cornea, a junior. Only starter left in the game for the Rebels is Taylor Cornea. Wildcats moving the ball across half court on offense. They go to Stephanie, who puts up a shot that is rebounded by Peterson after the miss. Cornea passing to Lamborn at the block, kicked out to Lutz for 3. It falls. Takes a couple bounces, but eventually goes home. 30-point lead for the Rebels now, 46-16 Rich. On the far wing, it's with Luna entering the zone, and ball went off a Rebel out of play. It'll stick with the visitors. Thought. Yeah, so she forced the turnover, and then Wendover fouled her immediately. Great tenacity and hustle right there by Brittany Lamborn, and it is 1-1 free throws right now for Riches. That was number 8 on Wendover. 4th foul on starter Leslie Escobedo, I beg your pardon. Some names I'm struggling with. As Lamborn goes to the free throw line. Free throw up and good. 47-16. Brittany Lamborn with her second free throw good. Gets herself up to 4 points this afternoon. It's now 48-16 Rich. Wildcats bringing the ball across the timeline. Little under 6 minutes to go in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. Magalanis puts up a 3 in the corner. That's off the rim. Offensive rebound by Luna. Her second effort is no good. And then it's a foul. No, ball went out of bounds. Last touch by a Rebel. So Luna to inbound it beneath the Rebel basket. Inbound pass goes to Garcia. She immediately raises up for a long 2-pointer. That's rebounded by Lutz. Ambria dribbling across half court. Slowing things down and going to Hattie Cornea on the wing. Her pass nearly taken away, but Lutz able to corral it in. Cornea dribbling towards her right at the far wing. Picking up her dribble. Needs to get rid of it. So she does with a bounce pass to Ambria. Lutz entering it inside to the free throw line. Now moved down to Peterson, whose floater is too deep. Rebound Garcia and the Wildcats. 5 minutes to play. Luna across the timeline. Puts up a 3 immediately. That's off the rim. Offensive second chance is going to have a foul and free throws, it looks like. Leslie Escobedo. First free throw attempt comes for the Wildcats with 4:53 to go in the fourth quarter. It is up and rolls in. 48-17. Rebels trying to pick up their second win this weekend and get themselves to 9-7 entering the final week of play. Second free throw is off target. Rebound, Peterson. She gives it over to Cornea. Cornea goes back to Darlene, who dribbles across half court and passes to Cassidy Grohl in the corner. She raises up a shot. That's off the inside portion of the rim, and it's going to stick with the Wildcats to win out of play. Mackenzie Smith checking in right now for Hattie Cornea. Inbound pass goes to Luna for the Wildcats with 4.5 to play in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. Luna on the near wing, dribbling up the arc, guarded closely by Lamborn. I'll tell you what, Brittany Lamborn does not make any opponent's life easy. Luna putting up a Hail Mary 3, and that's good. Wow. With the defender in her face, picks up her second three-pointer. Weston and the Rebel offense has it on the near wing. Ball tic-tacs around inside the paint, eventually goes to a Wildcat, and now it's with Luna, who brings it across the center court logo. She passes it off to Analia Luna. Analia Luna dribbling down the near wing, approaching the baseline, and a foul. Going to be against Rich. It'll be their fourth, and a shooting foul, so a pair of free throws coming up. 48-20 lead for Rich on the Station on Main scoreboard. 3:46 to go in the fourth quarter. Talking about what the Rebels have been able to do off the bench today. Peterson, Lamborn, Ambria Lutz, and Mackenzie Smith. So 4 different scorers for Rich as Wendover misses the first of 2 free throws. Second free throw is perfect. 48-21 and a timeout call by Coach Tangora. With 3:46 to play, we'll step aside for a quick break.
Some decisions in life have a critical and lasting impact. For example, choices concerning your health care. You want a hospital that consistently offers high-quality care and service. For Bear Lake area residents and visitors, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital has been providing optimum health care to our community for more than 70 years. And Bear Lake Memorial has been recognized again this year as a top 20 hospital in best practices for quality. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.
.346 to play here in Randolph. Make sure to stick around at the conclusion of this one because we'll have a brief post-game show before we get into the boys matchup against Wendover, and that's going to be a very competitive one. If you remember back on December 18th, Rich lost on the other side of the state against the Wildcats 49-40. So the Rebels looking for some revenge, and John Scott had a career night just last night against Mount Vernon, going off for 39 points. A ridiculous showing from the senior guard. Inbound pass goes to Smith, and the Rebels turn it over. Quick 2-point shot is going to go in and out for the Wildcats. Rebound Weston for Rich. He gets it out to Cassidy Grohl, who dribbles across half court. Grohl's pass is picked up by Weston and goes to Lamborn. Lamborn giving it back to Grohl at the point. Moved it over to Weston on the far wing. Inside Peterson. Nice pass. Great finish. Weston and Peterson hook up for 2. 50-21. A 50-burger on the board for the Rebels. And Darlene Peterson with that basket. She picks up her 6 points of the day as the Wildcat shot attempt is wide to the left. Rebels pushing it down the court to Lamborn, and she saves it by getting it into Smith, and the Rebels moving it along the perimeter. Lamborn's entry pass is taken away. Wildcats have it, but they nearly turn it over themselves. Now they do. A Rich County government steal by Lamborn. Down low to Peterson, too tall for even her. Ball went out the back end, and it's going to stick with now it's going to go over to Wendover. Substitutions being made for both sides right now. Brittany Lamborn, Cassidy Grohl, Maddie Weston, Dixie Huffaker coming into the game, and Ellie Argyle, the first time we've seen the sophomore all afternoon. 2.5 to play in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. At the elbow right now, a nice pass to Murphy, who uses the window to knock it through. 50-23. And there was Weston going up for it. Drew contact. Shot was no good, but she's going to go to the free throw line, trying to pick up her first points of the day. 27-point lead on the Station on Main scoreboard for the home team in white. Weston's first free throw rolls in and out, no good. Hattie Cornea comes back into the game for Brittany Lamborn. We saw the starters to start the fourth quarter. Since then, it's been the bench mob as Weston goes 0 for 2 from the free throw line. Garcia pushing the issue down the court. Gives it off to a trailing Murphy, who hands it off to Luna. Luna standing near half court. Dribbles towards her right, attacks the perimeter, goes in and out. Into the corner, and she's bumped and fouled. No free throws, though, as that is foul number 5 for Rich, so we're not in 1-1 territory just yet. Tylee Tingey is going to check into the game now for Cassidy Grohl. Tingey, a sophomore. Inbound pass coming up for Wendover with under 2 minutes to play. Goes all the way up top to Murphy. Murphy dribbling in and out of traffic and hands it off to Dunias. Over to Luna, and now Murphy attacking the paint. Her floater off the back iron, rebound Luna. Dunias has it on the near wing. She goes back to Murphy, elevates for 3, off the front rim. Offensive rebound, though. Second chance for Wendover is good. And one as well. So an opportunity for a three-point play right now by Gabriela Delgadillo. 50-25 Rich with about 90 seconds to play in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. Free throw up and no good. Offensive rebound by Luna. Her second effort is off the back rim as well, and it's rebounded by Rich. Cornea bringing the ball across the timeline, facing a double team, needs to get rid of it. Instead, she's fouled, and that's the double bonus now with foul number 10 coming up. So 2 free throws for Hattie Cornea. Hattie has 2 points, career high so far, coming into tonight, and she can tie that if she knocks down these 2 shots here. First free throw off the front rim. 1:18 to go in the game. Rebels looking like they're going to improve to 9-7. After this one, they'll obviously have tomorrow off, and then they'll have a game next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Cornea 0 for 2. Offensive rebound by Argyle is off the iron, but Rich had a second chance and then passed it to Argyle, and pass slipped through her fingertips out of play. Wendover inbounding it to Luna. Luna passing it across half court to Murphy. Murphy dribbling inside, putting up a layup. That's too short. Rebound as Wendover as Murphy chucks up a corner 3. Rebound Argyle. Gets it out to Cornea. Pushing it way down the court. And a quick shot for Rich is in. Dixie Upferker with a big smile on her face as she picks up her first basket of the afternoon. 52-25. Murphy has the top of the arc for the Wildcats. 30 seconds to play. Garcia in their wing, putting up a long shot. That isn't going to go, and a rebound by Tingey. Tylee Tingey approaching half court, guarded closely, passing it across now to Weston. 12 seconds inside. And Huffaker's shot is blocked, and we get a jump ball, it appears. No! It is rescued out. 5 seconds. Murphy, a three-pointer. Off target, rebound Rich, and that's going to do it. Your final score, 52-25 Rebels. They improve to 9-7 on the season, while Wendover falls to 7-4. We'll have our post-game show now, and then we'll have the boys matchup coming up afterwards, so don't go anywhere. We're only at the intermission of a doubleheader here in Rich County. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
super kids deserve super care. Experience the difference with board-certified pediatricians Alan Brown, MD, and Bird Gilmartin, MD, at Uinta Medical Group. Whether it's tracking your child's overall health at Well Child Checks or helping your little ones feel better when they're sick, Dr. Brown and Dr. Gilmartin are here to help your child grow, learn, and thrive. Schedule an appointment with Dr. Brown or Dr. Gilmartin by calling 307-789-WELL 9355 or visit evanstonanytime.com.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. Dr. Todd Hoover does all of the chiropractic work you need, as well as blood work, dietary supplements, a weight loss program, x-rays, and can help you get rid of migraines and allergies. Call Hoover Chiropractic at 307-789-0043.
Welcome back into our post-game show now as the Rebel girls team knocked off the visiting Wildcats 52-25. The Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap now. Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. Rebels scored the first point of the day, and they never looked back. They would never relinquish the lead after a 1-0 start. In fact, they would close out the first quarter with a 17-4 advantage. Sage Tingey had 7 points in that first quarter. Then in the second quarter, much of the same as the Rebels continued to pile it on, and in fact, they pushed their lead all the way out to a 31-9 advantage going into the half. Talking about the third quarter, much slower pace as both teams went to their bench and really slowed down the tempo, and it ended with the Rebels leading 41-13, setting up the fourth quarter where the Rebels much of the same. They would win by 27. That's our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap, where fresh and fast meet a delicious sandwich every single time. Go visit them on 113 Front Street in Evanston. Now time for the Dr. McKay Frankum Precision Play of the Game. Precision Play of the Game, we're going to go with a wonderful feed by McKenna Stacy down low. She's really added on to her assist game here, as Stacy had several back in the first quarter, down to Sage Tingey, to Taylor Cornea, to J.C. Cornea, you name it. And that right there, have your pick of the litter. But specifically to Sage Tingey down low in the first quarter for our Dr. McKay Frankum Precision Play of the Game. Precision Family Dental Care at reasonable rates. Go visit them and give them a call. Dr. McKay Frankum, Caring Comprehensive Dental Care. Call 307-789-8910. We'll step aside for a quick break, and we'll have the rest of our post-game coverage before we get into the pregame show, the Gary Tuscher pregame show for the boys matchup between Rich and Wendover.
America keeps moving, and Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to help you keep rolling. Whether you need a brand new vehicle or service on one you already own, Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to lend a helping hand. Our certified mechanics are knowledgeable, and our sales team takes the time to get to know you and what your needs are. Stop in today, Auto Farm Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. Evanston's community-driven dealer.
If the idea of owning your own home in beautiful Bear Lake sounds like more than your finances can handle, visit the experts at Bear Lake Realty to learn how you can make it happen. Gary and Amber McKee at Bear Lake Realty can show you how to buy a home and rent it out, so it pays for itself while you enjoy it some of the time as well. And soon, you'll have your own place in the Caribbean of the Rockies. No one knows the market better, and no one else serves you better than Bear Lake Realty.
All right, let's get to the second half of our post-game show before we dive into the pregame coverage of the boys matchup. So, Auto Farm Chevrolet shot and play of the game. We'll get the shot of the game to, how about Taylor McKee? She elevated for a handful of three-pointers, brought to you by T7 Propane. And have your pick there, but I think the first one back in the first quarter, that really didn't jumpstart the offense, but it really established dominance that this will be Rich start to finish. And as for the play of the game, I want to do a collective effort. Play of the game, I know it's not really play of the game, but you got to love when the bench players can come in and make a good impact. And looking at the bench right now, just about every single player on the bench played. Mackenzie Smith had a point. Brittany Lamborn got in the scoring, along with Ambria Lutz. And you had Dixie Hufferker. So a handful of scorers for Rich off the bench. And that's our Auto Farm Chevrolet, a community-driven dealership shot and play of the game. Now time for the LSR refrigerated game adjustment. Guess what, folks? None needed. When you score the first points and the last points and do everything right in between, you don't need to change anything. Well-coached game by the Rebels this go-around, and the Rebels, no need for the LSR refrigerated game adjustment, but Darren, Tricia, and the entire Wallentine family wish the Rebels good luck. How about some final stats for the Rebels? Rich shot 37% from the field compared to Wendover, who went 21%. Beyond the arc, Rich 3 of 8. And a big one for the Wendover Wildcats. They went 3 for 22. That's 14% from deep. Rich also had a number of trips to the free throw line, going 17 of 28. And in terms of rebounding, Rich out-rebounded Wendover 39 to 35, with Mackenzie Smith tallying up 5 rebounds to lead the Rebels. That's some of our stats and the wrap-up of the post-game coverage of this one. We'll step aside for a quick break as we get going for the boys' pregame coverage. It won't even be a quick break. Just stick it right here, and we're going to transition to the boys' pregame. All right, sorry about that, everyone. Never a smooth broadcast, it feels like at times. Okay, so welcome into our Gary Tusher pregame show. Time to get started with the J-Bar Excavation Scene Set. Rebels coming in with an 11-7 overall record. They are 3-2 in region play, 5 out of 19 in RPI, and they beat Mount Vernon a night ago, 68-58. As for Wendover, the Wildcats are 11-5. They're 4-1 in their region, and they're currently in the number 3 spot in RPI. However, they are only 3-3 on the road. Well, 3-3 is not bad, but they are in the midst of a 6-game winning streak. So, Wendover playing some good basketball as of late, and that is our J-Bar Excavation Scene Set. We'll take a quick break, and when we return, we're going to get into the T7 Propane Coaches Show. Unfortunately, no time for the Western Ag Credit Standout Student, but we're going to hear from the Wildcats boys basketball head coach Kyle Murphy right after this.
Whether it's for your home, your ranch, your equipment, or your business, when you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The safe and professional team at T7 Propane offers quality product and the most responsive propane service in the area, so you can enjoy the affordability, reliability, and efficiency of propane. For heating, cooking, grilling, motor fuel, and more, count on the team at T7 for your personal or business propane needs. 435-793-4208.
I'm now joined by Wendover girls basketball head coach, Coach Tangora. Coach, thanks for the time today. Let's start this phone call off with, how about you tell me how I'm now joined by
Sorry about that, everyone. We got the wrong interview being played there. Let me get that corrected for you. But that's our T7 Propane Coaches Show. So the Wildcats are coached by head coach Kyle Murphy. And Now we're good to go.
Welcome into the T7 Propane Coaches Show. I'm with Wendover boys basketball head coach Kyle Murphy. Coach, the last time you guys met up with Rich, you got to go all the way back to December 18th. You guys won 49-40. How has your team changed since then?
Well, I think we changed a lot. We've changed, for the most part, better, I believe. Boys are staying focused. We had a rough start first of the season, with game cancellations and all that, but we've changed. Mentally is the big thing, though. We come in, practice. They're focused. They're determined to do what they need to do, and we all committed to get better.
Coach, we're really coming down the stretch here before tournament time. Is that setting in with the players? Do they know that these wins really matter so much more, or is it just the same kind of game as it was in December?
No. It's a different deal now. They know that every one of these games count, mentally and physically. So each game, we're trying to climb that mountain, take those steps, and they know that it's important just as much as we do, and we need to just, keep playing the way we're playing.
Coach, talking about the Rebels here for a moment, what do you know about them, and what have they been up to from your point of view since you guys have last played?
With them, they're a dangerous team. They have a good coach. I know that last year the previous coaches they were good also. The new guy that's in there, he's taking it to a little bit different, not level, but just a different way. And they're very dangerous. Rich has always been dangerous, though. So with that, they look like, they're tall. Their positioning is good, and like I said, you don't want to go to sleep on them because they'll be right there. So,
Coach, last time these two teams met up, your guards really took over the game. Let's talk about your roster a little bit and some of the key players that have surged or really risen to the occasion as of recently.
We're fairly deep. We have the 10 seniors on my team. 2 sophomores, so we have we got a lot of depth to go off of. It kind of showed in that Paiute game. We have some kids come off the bench that just took over as well, and they're starting to get the confidence fed off of my guards. Last couple games, my little guard Peter, he they kind of their family went through a rough go in the last couple of weeks, and you can see it, but his teammates were there to pick him up and fill in the gaps, which are big shoes to fill for that kid. And I think that seeing that, my guards feel a bit better about that, knowing that these guys can come on off the bench and fill in the gaps that need to be taken care of.
Coach Murphy, one final question for you. What's it going to take for the Wildcats to come into Randolph and knock off the Rebels?
Well, a couple things. Defense is always a key, but we're going to have to stay committed to what we've been working on the last few games, and it's a road game. So, Rich is a hard place to play. It's a good environment, but I'm sure these boys want it just as much as my boys. So who's gonna want it the most is what it's going to take, I think. So,
Coach, thank you so much for the time.
All right, thank you.
That is Wendover boys basketball head coach Kyle Murphy on the T7 Propane Coaches Show.
We just had the starting lineups announced. I'll tell you that as the game goes underway. But quickly, the Laketown Ledger Rebels and Wildcats. Rich trails the series 3-2. Wendover beat Rich 49-40 on December 18th on the other side of the state. That's our Laketown Ledger. And we are ready for tip-off here. We'll reset our station on main scoreboard. And here we go. Rich wins the tip-off, and Hayden Meek, who joins the other usual starting 4, is on the court. Meek has it on the near wing right now. Moves it up top to Mirabrook. He dribbles in and kicks it out to Scott, who posts up for 3. That's off the rim. Rebound, Wildcats. Peter Alvarez brings the ball across half court for Wendover. He attacks the baseline, looks inside to Rodriguez, who corrals it and goes up and uses the glass to knock it in. 2-0 visitors on the Station on Main scoreboard. Meek facing a full court press and trying to get it across, and pass from Taylor to Meek is poked away, and it's taken away by Maltonavo now. Jaime Maltonavo looking inside, kicking out to Tangero. He moves it over to Rodriguez, who accelerates into the paint, but his shot was not going to fall, and it's going to be Rebel basketball. Here is Scott attacking the hoop, and a foul is going to be on Peter Alvarez. That's going to be his first, team's first as well, with 7:02 to go in the opening quarter. Meek to inbound it. He goes to Taylor. Fed inside to Scott at the block. Kicks it out to Taylor for 3 in the corner. Off the rim. Rebound Meerbrook back outside to Scott. Point 3. That's also not going to. Rebels on the Station on Main scoreboard. 6.5. Rodriguez. He goes up for 3, and we've got a shootout in the midst right now. It is 5-3 visitors. Huffner facing a full court press, passes it across via John Scott, who picks up his dribble near the free throw line, dishes it out to Taylor at the block. He muscles his way towards and then moves it outside to Huffner. Back to Taylor. Quick spin move and one. Great concentration by Riley Taylor. And an opportunity to make it a 3-point play. 5-5 on the Station on Main scoreboard, with 6:09 to go in the first quarter. So the starting 5 for Rich is the usual suspects excluding one. You got Truman Huffner, Riley Taylor, Logan Meerbrook, and then John Scott along with Hayden Meek, the junior. And there is Hayden, the senior, I beg your pardon. As it was Taylor knocking in the free throw to complete the 3-point play. Perimeter shot by Alvarez is going to go, and a 2-point basket. 7-6 as this game is moving very quickly right now. Let's see if they can keep this tempo up for long. Huffner has it for the Rebel offense right now. He goes to Meek on the far wing, back to Taylor. Inside, entry pass. Meerbrook uses the window to put it through. 8-7 Rebels. Down low, Alvarez, fade away. Jumper, no good. Tangero, second effort is. 9-8 Wendover. A little over 5 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Scott across half court. Had his pass poked, and then Meerbrook comes up with it. He goes to Huffner near the half court line. Truman Huffner passing to Meek on the near wing. Meek feeding it to Meerbrook at the top of the arc. Down low to Taylor at the block. Spins his way. Shot was too deep, and it's picked up by Alvarez on the rebound. Peter Alvarez bringing the ball across the timeline. He looks down low to Maltonavo. Maltonavo's fadeaway is too deep, and both sides fighting for the loose ball. Last touch by the Wildcats, so it's going to go with Rich. Jaden Grohl checking in for Hayden Meek right now. So with no Connor Greer, the Rebels are going to try and do a piece together fifth starter between Meek and Grohl. Huffner and the Rebels get the ball across half court. Taylor looks to Grohl at the block, takes a dribble, passes to an open Meerbrook. Point blank shot is missed. They get it out to Scott beyond the arc, moved across to Huffner at the point. Huffner, entry pass to Meerbrook, and one! Both Meerbrook and Taylor finding success down low early here as we are approaching the halfway point of the first quarter. So for Wendover, that's a team that wants to shoot the deep ball. They want to beat you with their perimeter shooting, as Meerbrook misses the free throw after the 2-point shot. But the Rebels, I think, will try to match that with their inside play. Rodriguez passing it to Maltonavo. Maltonavo going to Rodriguez for a corner three. He swooshes it in. 12-10. Scott bringing the ball across half court, passing to Huffner. Huffner lost it for a moment, now stuck in the paint. Floater connects. Great job by Truman Huffner to make something out of nothing. And we're all even on the Station on Main scoreboard, 12 apiece. Tangero has it beyond the arc. He passes it off to Maltonavo. And Maltonavo gets an entry pass tipped away, and the Rebels force a Rich County government steal. Huffner bringing the ball across half court. Picking up his dribble and passing to Grohl on the near wing. Now with Scott in the corner, entry pass. Taylor, shot too close to the basket, and it is not going to fall. And here come the Wildcats the other direction with Maltonavo. Pass goes to Rodriguez, wing three. He's 2 for 2 from beyond the arc now. It is 15-12. Wildcats pulling ahead here with a little under 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. Scott passing it to Taylor at the top of the arc, moved across to Huffner on the near wing. Huffner looks to Meerbrook at the block, posting up, shot rolls in and out. Rodriguez brings the ball across for Wendover. He goes to the near wing, now attacks the paint. Layup is not going to go. Second effort is also off target. Third chance, that won't either. How about the fourth? Loose ball rebound, and who's got it? Huffner does. Ball went out of play. It's last touched by Wendover, so it'll stick with Rich. 2:13 remaining in the first quarter. And this game, I don't know how to describe it, but they're playing like it's the last 2 minutes. In the first couple minutes of the game right now, you talk about a car going 0 to 60, step aside. This game is just moving. 15-12 Wendover. Rebels working on offense, passing to Scott on the far wing. Scott going inside, pulling up from the free throw line. That's too deep. Rebound, who's got it? Wildcats do. Alvarez attacking the right side of the court. Looking inside to Badillo, and a corner three from Rodriguez isn't going to go, and a rebound by Grohl. 1:45 and counting to go in the first quarter. Huffner bringing the ball across the timeline. He passes to Grohl on the near wing. Jaden Grohl moving to Huffner in the corner, now down low to Meerbrook. Great passing, great finish. 15-14. Rebels down by 1. Meerbrook with 6 points in the first quarter. Alvarez handing it off right now. And moving along the perimeter was Jimenez. Now it's gone over to Rodriguez. Alvarez has his pass stolen away. Here's Scott. Layup, transition, bucket goes, and the Rebels take the lead. 16-15. Rich with a little over a minute to play in the first quarter. Other direction, Alvarez. His layup attempt is not going to fall, and then ball went out of play. Last touch by Rich. It'll stick with the Wildcats. Peter Alvarez to inbound it beneath Rich's basket. Inbound pass goes to Badillo. He hands it off to Alvarez beyond the arc. Attacking the paint. Layup attempt rolls in. 17-16 visitors. 45 seconds to go in the first quarter. Huffner beyond the arc right now. Looks to Meerbrook just inside, and now it's passed back out to Scott. Scott with 30 seconds, content with running some clock. Now with Grohl on the near wing, back out to Scott. We've got 20 seconds, and Rich looks like they're going to try to hold on for the last shot. Scott taking a couple dribbles, goes towards his left, and hands it into the belly of Truman Huffner. 10 seconds. Huffner standing near half court. Looks inside to Scott. Scott had his shot blocked but fell right to Meerbrook. He kicks out to Correa from the elbow. Buzzer beater won't go. Second chance. That buzzer does. Count it. There was just enough time for Logan Meerbrook to scoop up Correa's miss and put it in to put the Rebels ahead going into the second quarter. 8 points for Logan Meerbrook after 8 minutes of play here in Randolph. Rich up by 1 on the Station on Main scoreboard.
The big difference that sets Freeway Tire apart from other tire stores is the fact that we care. We care about the customer service we provide, we care about selling quality products at fair prices, and we care about your vehicle. So when you're looking for tires or having work done on your vehicle, everything from maintenance to major repairs, make sure you take it to the company that really cares, Freeway Tires, on Bear River Drive in Evanston. Stop in today or schedule an appointment with us online at freewaytires.com.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. Dr. Todd Hoover does all of the chiropractic work you need, as well as blood work, dietary supplements, a weight loss program, x-rays, and can help you get rid of migraines and allergies. Call Hoover Chiropractic at 307-789-0043.
Alvarez and the Wildcat offense working right now. Goes over to Rodriguez, back to Alvarez to start the Stacy's Repair second quarter. Shot up and it's good inside for the Wildcats to retake the lead. Hayden Meek back into the game. It's 19-18 Wendover. 1 point ball game at start the second quarter. Rebel offense working through Scott right now on the far wing. He goes up top to Taylor. Taylor has room, opted not to shoot the three. Instead goes back to John at the arc. And his entry pass to Carrillo is taken away, a steal and a turnover. Alvarez dribbling across half court. Peter looking down low to Rodriguez, or Gomez, I beg your pardon. Shot, first one won't fall, but the second one will draw contact after he gets his own miss. And he'll go to the free throw line for the first time for any Wildcat today. So Joyston Gomez, a senior. Free throw up and good. 20-18. So this game, I'll tell you what, just started out like sprinting a marathon. And now I'm going to wonder, can they keep it up for 4 quarters? Because it was 100 mile per hour after the first whistle. Second free throw up and good. Now Scott puts up a three. That's off the rim. 21-18 visitors with under 7 minutes to play now in the first half. Rodriguez pulling up from 8 feet and burying the jumper. So the Wildcats going on a 5-0 run to begin the second quarter. It's 23-18 Wendover. Scott taking a pass on the near wing for Rich. Now goes to the elbow for Taylor where it's swiped away. Run in the opposite direction. Badillo handing it off to Alvarez. Makes his way towards the free throw line and dribbles in and out of the paint to the far wing. Alvarez dancing on a defender and then eventually handing it off to Jaime Maltonavo. Back to Rodriguez. Gomez at the elbow. Driving in. Travel, I think. Yep. Gomez assessed a travel, a much-needed turnover for the Rebels defense. And Correa will check out of the game right now. Coming back in is Meerbrook. Inbound pass from Meek will go to Huffner. He crossed the timeline with about 6 minutes to play in the second. Huffner passing to Meek on the other side, who wasn't ready for it. Lob pass down the court. Maltonavo uses one hand to put up the layup, and it's good. 25-18, the run continues for the visitors. 7-0 to start the second quarter. Feed inside to Meerbrook from Scott. Draws contact on Logan's way up, so some Bear Lake Realty free throws coming up now. 5:43 to go in the Stacy's Repair second quarter, and it's Logan Meerbrook trying to get his team's first points of this second frame. Free throw up, and it falls, and that gives Logan not only the Rebels' first points of the second quarter, but his 9th of the game. 23-19, or beg your pardon, 25-19. Second free throw, no good. Maltonavo getting it out to Alvarez well beyond the arc as Alvarez signals what play they want to run. He dribbles towards the far wing. Now makes his way back and inside. Step back three. That's not going to go, but the second effort will by Badillo. 27-19, Wendover. Huffner issuing a play and then going to Taylor at the elbow. Taylor hands it off to a cutting Huffner, who pulls up from point blank, dances off the rim, rebound Wildcats. About 5 minutes to play now in the first half. Alvarez has it, dribbling in and out of traffic, throws it over to Rodriguez for a corner three, too deep, and it looks like an over and back foul on Wendover. That's going to be foul number 5 of the first half for the Wildcats. Rich has 1, and Jaden Grohl is getting set to re-enter the game for Rich for Meek. That last foul was on Angel Badillo, his first. 27-19, Wildcats leading on the Station on Main scoreboard. Huffner dribbling across the timeline, then handing it right off to Scott. Scott goes to Grohl on the near wing. 27-21 after John Scott takes a nice entry pass and uses the window to knock it in. It's with Rodriguez, handing off to Badillo, goes to Tangora on the baseline. Maltanavo for three as he fell back. No good. Rebound, Meerbrook. Rebel offense bringing the ball across midcourt. Right now, immediately pass to Meerbrook, and it rolls in. Rebels going on a bit of a run, trying to cut into this deficit after a strong start from Wendover to begin the second quarter. 27-23 when we return after the break.
You rely on your vehicle every day. Make sure your ride gets the best service, repairs, and maintenance possible. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff provides the highest quality, the latest technology, and the newest equipment to give your vehicle the absolute best auto care available. Family owned and operated since 1992, your friends at Stacy's Repair promise to always deliver value and outstanding, honest, and knowledgeable service, regardless of repair size or difficulty. Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care.
Rebels trailing by 4 midway through the Stacy's Repair second quarter, and Rich from beyond the arc, by the way, is 1 for 5. Meanwhile, Wendover 3 for 8, and that's the team's DNA. The Wildcats want to be able to shoot from deep, and the Rebels have to be able to either close out better as Maltanavo raises up a three-pointer off the back iron. Rebound, Scott, he dribbles across and approaches the far wing, then goes to Huffner. Huffner looking inside to Meerbrook, backpedaling towards the rim. Shot was no good. Rebound, who's got it? Maltanavo does, and a quick entry pass to a cutting Rodriguez will count for 2. It's now 29-23. 6-point lead for the visitors. Under 3.5 to play in the second. Scott picking up his dribble, passing to Grohl outside the arc. Jaden Grohl getting separation, now going over to Meerbrook, who attacks the left side of the paint, lost it on his way towards the block, regains possession, kicks out to Scott, who works along the baseline, floater falls. Nice work by John Scott. 29-25, Wendover on the Station on Main scoreboard, and was a timeout called? I guess so. Wendover called timeout, but it seems like no one knew they did. So I'm going to wait here. I'm a little confused myself, as is everyone on the court right now, including the coach. We'll step aside for a quick break. 4-point lead, 3 minutes to play for Wendover.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
(29-25). Wildcats leading in Randolph as the Point guard Maldonado brings the ball across half court. Rodriguez spots up a three. That's too deep. Rebound Meerbrook poked out of his hands, out of play. And Badillo appears to be in discomfort. Oh no. He's making his way towards the bench. And it looks like he's in a lot of pain with his shoulder right now. Gomez comes into the game for Angel. Hopefully he's okay. Huffner and the Rebel offense working right now. It's got Truman on the near wing, picking up his dribble and overhead pass to Grohl, who gives it right back to Huffner. 2.5 to go. Rebels down 4. In the first half, Huffner with an acrobatic layup attempt. Scott reels in the offensive glass, gets it back out to Huffner, kicks out to Scott beyond the arc, who dribbles inside, pulls up from 8 feet, and knocks down the beautiful jumper. 29-27. And John Scott picks up his 4th point of the second quarter. On the other end, it was Wendover missing a three-pointer. Rebound Rich. Huffner dribbling across the timeline. Under 2 minutes to play in the Stacey's Repair second quarter. Scott on the free throw line extended, goes to Taylor. Inside pass, back out to Grohl for 3. From the corner, too deep. Loose ball, rebound. And I think we're going to get a jump ball here. Indeed we do. So we get a Mound Valley Cattle Company jump ball, and the arrow is going Rich's way. Minute 44 to play in the half. Rebels inbound pass will move it along the perimeter. Now it's with Grohl on the near wing. Inside to Taylor at the block. Kicked it back outside to Scott, who dribbles in and out of the paint. Pulls up from 13 feet. That's not going to go. Offensive rebound by Grohl, draws contact, and it looks like it's going to be a foul on Wendover. Indeed it is. It's foul number 6 for the Wildcats. It's on Jaime Maldonado, his first. And it sends Jaden Grohl to the Bear Lake Realty free throw line. Rich went into the second quarter leading by 1, and now they're trying to get back in a little closer as they're down by 2, with Grohl missing the first of 2 free throws. Look at the scoring so far for Rich. Only 3 players have scored. That's an issue. You got to have more balance on offense. Second free throw up and good. Maybe it's 4, maybe now it's 5 as Grohl knocks down the second free throw, making it a 1-point game. 29-28. Alvarez dribbling outside the arc. On the wing now, Tangero at the block, putting in the belly of Rodriguez. Dribbles his way towards the basket and then uses the glass to put it in, pushing it back out to a 3-point lead. 31-28 Wildcats. Under a minute to play in the second quarter, and Rich turns it over. Pass went in and out of the hands of Grohl and out of bounds. .50 seconds. Maldonado crossing the timeline. His pass to Gomez is going to hop off his foot and hand and into a Truman Huffner waiting hand. And now it's Rebel basketball with 40 seconds to go in the first half. Huffner picking up his dribble, and risky pass to Scott is received, and Scott picking up his dribble at the point. He goes to Grohl. Under 30 seconds. Grohl, offensive foul. Threw his elbow at the defender. That's an easy call for the official right in front of him. It is the second foul for Rich this half, first on Grohl. 26 seconds. Inbound pass goes to Rodriguez, and he crosses half court. On the far wing, 20 seconds. Keyshawn dribbling towards the top of the arc. Now he goes over to Gomez, who makes his way in. Posts up, shot is going to go off the rim. Rebound Rich. 7 seconds. Huffner crosses half court. 5 seconds. 4 seconds. Huffner, 3. He's got it! And that's the first half. Coach Cornier is not very enthusiastic, but it counts, and that's all that matters. As Truman Huffner drills a very deep 3-point shot to close out the first half. His first points of the day, and the Rebels and Wildcats are no closer to the finish than when we started. We're all even at 31 after 16 minutes of basketball in Randolph. We'll have our Crawford Trough halftime show with some first half highlights coming up right after this.
Some decisions in life have a critical and lasting impact. For example, choices concerning your health care. You want a hospital that consistently offers high-quality care and service. For Bear Lake area residents and visitors, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital has been providing optimum health care to our community for more than 70 years. And Bear Lake Memorial has been recognized again this year as a top 20 hospital in best practices for quality. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care. History from the gangsters of the past like Babyface Nelson, Pretty Boy Floyd, and Bonnie and Clyde are at the Legal Tender restaurant located inside the Best Western Dunmar Inn. In 1957, retired FBI agent Jack Dub Mills purchased the motel. During his FBI career, Dub worked with many other famous agents like Elliot Ness and Sam Calley to take the criminals down. From the names on the menu to the nostalgia on the walls, notorious figures from the 1920s are all around. Come and enjoy a delicious meal surrounded by history today at the Legal Tender restaurant, 1601 Harrison Drive, Evanston.
Randolph, Utah is a town of extremes. At an elevation of almost 6,300 feet and with temperatures over 90 in the summer and often 40 below in the winter, the folks who call Randolph home have to be a hardy crew. Maybe that's one reason the simple things in life mean so much to Rich County. Residents value hard work, education, respect, a love for God, family, and country, and being a good neighbor. Mayor Lynn Weston and the town board proudly support the Rich Rebels and hope you'll be able to visit soon and come back often.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
It's halftime here in Randolph. We're all even at 31 apiece on the station on main scoreboard thanks to a buzzer beater 3 just about by Truman Huffner to close out the Stacy's Repair second quarter. And let's get into some first half highlights and stats. So, talk about the stats of the first half. Rebels were led by Logan Meerbrook and John Scott. They both went off for 11 first half points, followed by Truman Huffner, who had 5. Taylor has 3, and Jaden Grohl chiming in with a single free throw. And those are the leading scorers for the Rebels after 16 minutes of play. Welcome into the Crawford Trough halftime show. Crawford Trough is the place to eat and drink in all of Rich County. Winter hours are Thursday through Saturday, 11 to 7 p.m. And our standout student interview for the girls' game, we learned that Ryan Leifson, the junior at Rich, works at the Crawford Trough, and his favorite burger is the mushroom burger. So go give that a shot next time you're at the Crawford Trough. Cheerleaders wrapping up their excellent performance as always. 6.5 minutes to go here in the half. We'll step aside for a quick break. We'll have more stats when we return. And then we're going to have our first half highlights brought to you by the town of Randolph, so don't go anywhere. 16 more minutes and halftime coverage coming your way here in Randolph as the Rebels and the Wildcats all even at 31.
Whether you need a big bite to eat, a tasty snack, or a sweet treat, the Crawford Trough in Randolph has it all to satisfy your cravings. From tasty burgers and wraps, patty melts and perfect pitas to fresh salads, home-cut fries, crispy onion rings, and of course, that silky smooth ice cream. The Crawford Trough can feed your hunger and then some. And if you haven't tried one of the Trough's mixed sodas, your taste buds don't know what they're missing. Stop in today at the place to eat and drink, the Crawford Trough at 120 South Main, Randolph.
Success doesn't come by accident. Success requires hard work, perseverance, learning, sacrifice, and believing in yourself. Eddie and Todd Jensen established the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho on these very principles. The students, staff, athletes, and coaches at Rich High School value these same fundamentals in education and activities, in athletics, and in life. Good luck, Rebels, from Mound Valley Cattle Company, serving customers in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming since 1997.
Welcome back into the Crawford Trough halftime show. 31 apiece between Rich and Wendover. 5 minutes to go in our halftime intermission. And here's some more stats from the first 16 minutes. Both teams were identical from the field in terms of shooting percentage. They both shot 45%. Big difference, though. Actually, used to be a big difference. Not so much. Wendover was really hot from beyond the arc to start the game, but the law of averages will cool you off, and so they ended up going 3 for 11 from deep. As for Rich, they went 2 for 7. Neither team spending much time at the free throw line, and I'm going to envision that may be the path to a win there. Whichever team can pick up the most free points, as Rich went 3 for 6 from the charity stripe, and Wendover just a perfect 2 for 2. When it came to rebounding, Rebels out-rebounded Wendover 18 to 14. Logan Meerbrook led all rebounders with 6. 8 offensive boards for Rich. Not a lot of second chance opportunities being for. Those are our first half stats brought to you by Rob Leifson. How about some first half highlights now? Courtesy of the town of Randolph. First highlight, and the biggest one, has got to be Truman Huffner's near buzzer beater 3 to close out the first half. Coach Cornier was barking out a play, and Huffner said, "Excuse me, Coach, I got this one," and just raised up from, I would say, about 3 feet beyond the three-point line, dead center in the middle, and just buried the triple. Other first-half highlights, Logan Meerbrook getting busy down low. A lot of contact being drawn, and then finishing off with some beautiful three-point plays. That led to his 11 first-half points. John Scott showing off his capabilities to be a threat from everywhere on the court, getting it done from deep and down low as well. And those are some of our first-half highlights brought to you by the town of Randolph, home of the Rich Rebels. Good luck from the mayor, Lynn Weston, board members Sim Bell, Brian Wires, Larry Kennedy, Melanie Lim, and the town clerk, Lana Peer. All right, everyone, we got about 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the Crawford Trough halftime show until we get into the third quarter of action. Let's quickly throw on our Bear Lake Realty fan cam before we step aside for a quick break. So, BearLakeRealty.com, 435-946-8888. Gary McKee, the most experienced and highest volume realtor in Bear Lake. Visit BearLakeRealty.com. That's our Bear Lake Realty fan cam. A lot of great Rebel fans in attendance this afternoon. All right, everyone, we'll step aside for a final break of the halftime show and then the third quarter right after this.
When you're looking for one location that is centrally located in Wyoming to host a business meeting or corporate retreat, always consider the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper first. With meeting rooms and amenities that everyone can enjoy at the Come On In is the best place to host events. The rustic decor, fireplaces, jacuzzis, pool, and large indoor atrium will make your event memorable. Call today and find out the ways we can help make your event a success. Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper. Call 307-472-6300.
Two roads diverged in a wood, and I had just purchased new tires at Plains Tire in Evanston. The trained tire technicians at Plains Tire expertly mounted, balanced, and aligned my new tires, so I was feeling good. While I was there, they changed my oil, checked my brakes, fixed my AC, and made sure my shocks were in tip-top shape. And with their lifetime alignment checks and tire rotations, I was ready to roll. So, thanks to Plains Tire, when two roads diverged in a wood, I took the one less traveled. Plains Tire, 157 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. Orthopedic surgery is the practice of medicine centered around bones and joints. It's all about movement and activity and getting that to be less painful. Watching a patient with a specific problem, whether that's pain or decreased range of motion, and being able to treat them, by far the best part of my job.
Now time for the Epic Recreation. Third quarter of play here in Randolph with the Rebels and Wildcats even at 31. Wendover starts with a three that's blocked by John Scott. A trailing block there by Scott. And a Rebel offense working the other way now. It's with Muirbrook at the top of the arc. Going over to Huffner, down low to Taylor at the baseline, back inside to Truman, and he knocks down the first basket of the third quarter. It is 33-31, and the Rebels take the lead for the first time since the end of the first quarter. On the other end, it was a jump ball being called after a missed shot, and arrow going which direction, so it'll stick with the Rebels. Rebels trying to get the ball across half court. And they turn it over. Rodriguez has it. Goes to Alvarez in the corner. Dribbles in and falls. That should be a travel. Instead, Scott just takes the ball away. All right, one way or another, Rebels have it. Scott the other direction. Layup is good. 35-31. Rebels up by 4 now on the station on main scoreboard. Maltonavo has it, and a reach-in is going to be called on Hayden Meek. So Rebels right now trailing. Rebels right now leading 35-31. Corner three from Alvarez, and that connects. 1 point lead for Rich, 35-34 on the station on main scoreboard. Long shot from the Rebels off the back iron, rebounded by Scott. They kick it out. Rebels working it along the perimeter. Inside to Taylor at the block, spins out of traffic, goes to an open Muirbrook, gets his own miss. Second effort, that can't go. And it's rebounded by Gomez. Dribbling up the court is Orlando Alvarez right now for the Wildcats. They go over to Rodriguez, pump fake to three on the wing, give it back to Orlando, back to Rodriguez, back to Orlando. He points up a long three and knocks down the triple. Good looking shot from Orlando, and it's a 37-35 lead now for the visitors. A little under 6 to play in the third quarter. Scott working down low, contact made, and a foul is going to be called on the Wildcats, sending John Scott to the charity stripe. Foul is on Joyston Gomez, his third. He's one of the 5 starters. Keep in mind for Wendover. And it's with Scott right now at the free throw line. First free throw up and takes a couple bounces and eventually rolls out. 5:44 to go in the Epic Recreation third quarter. Gomez, the guilty party on the foul, and now Scott attempting his second free throw. It's up and good. 1 point game, 37-36. Rebels trailing on the station on main scoreboard. Rodriguez attacking the rim, and a good looking move, and finishes it off with 2 points. 39-36, back to a 3-point lead for the visitors. Scott dribbling across half court and going towards the baseline. Kicking it out to Huffner for a wing three. Nails it. Great looking shot by Truman. And we're all even at 39. Huffner with a couple of big triples so far for the Rebels. One to close out the first half, and that one to tie it midway through the third quarter. On the wing, Gomez dribbling in, lost it, fell to an open Badillo. And Badillo setting a screen for Keyshawn Rodriguez and gets it back out to Orlando Alvarez, who dribbles along the perimeter. Throws it over to Rodriguez for a three, in and out, rebound, Muirbrook. Gets it out to Huffner, and good to see, by the way, Angel Badillo back in the game. He left in the first quarter with some shoulder discomfort, and happy to see him return. Scott attacking the baseline, reverse layup isn't going to go, and a rebound by the Wildcats, now with Alvarez getting out to Maltonavo. Jaime using a screen to get inside the paint. Floater, fingertip finish is going to go off the rim. Ball went out of play. Last touch by Badillo and the Wildcats. He tried to throw it off of Riley Taylor as he was getting out of bounds, and a very close play, but it goes with Rich. And the Rebels get the ball across half court now. Meerbrook going towards the block, goes to Taylor on the other block, elevates and one. Great move by Riley Taylor and Logan Meerbrook, the two big fellas down low. And the Rebels retake the lead in this back and forth contest. It's 41-39. Taylor picking up his first point since the first quarter. And now Taylor trying to complete the three-point play. He does indeed. 42-39, timeout called. With 4:10 to go in the Epic Recreation third, Rebels up by 3.
Whether you're kicking up dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft large and small to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all to go on-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your adventure at epicrecreation.net.
In a game with multiple lead changes, it's currently the Rebels ahead 42-39 over Wendover, and this is a game that come March will very much be an impact in terms of seeding, as the two teams were very close. Entering today, Rich was, last I saw, 5th in RPI, whereas Wendover was 3rd. So even if Rich beats the Wildcats, I don't know if that'll mean that they will flop, as the Wildcats took down Rich back in December at their home place. But it would be a lot for the Rebels to, at this point, try and get all they can to get up to that 4 spot. That's what Coach Cornea is eyeing. Obviously, anything above that would be wonderful, but the 4 is what they're shooting for. All right, here is Peter Alvarez kicking out to Maldonado for 3 off the front iron. Rebound, Scott and the Rebels. And are they going to call a foul or travel? They're going to call a foul on Wendover. Contact was made. It could have gone either way, as Scott he definitely traveled. The question is, was it because of contact or his own volition? And they're going to call a foul on Wendover. Their 3rd foul of the half, 2nd on Jaime Maldonado. Rich working on offense with Scott on the far wing. Scott pushing to the top of the key right now to Huffner. He dribbles around a defender for a moment and goes to Grohl on the near wing, who just checked in. Grohl goes to Taylor at the point, now down low to Meerbrook. 1-step dribble, 1 finish, and 2 points. 43-39 Rich. Or 44-49, I beg your pardon. 44-39. With Logan Meerbrook picking up his first points of the second half. Now Rodriguez launches a 3, and that splashes in. 2-point lead for the Rebels on the Station on Main scoreboard. Keyshawn Rodriguez has been the go-to 3-point guy for Wendover throughout this game. 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. Rebels up 2. Pass from Meerbrook down low is taken away by Peter Alvarez. He dribbles inside and goes to Rodriguez for a corner 3. That goes. And just like that, a couple of straight 3-pointers, and the Wildcats retake the lead. They go up 45-44 with under 3 to play. Rebels scrambling right now. It's with Huffner, and he brings it across the timeline. 2.5 to go in the Epic Recreation third quarter. Scott for 3, off the iron. Rebound, Tangero hands it off to Jaime. And now Maldonado looking on the baseline. Layup attempt is going to go off the window and in. And after the timeout, it's been a quick 8-0 run for the, or 8-2 run, I should say, for the visitors, who go up 47-44 on the Station on Main scoreboard. 2 minutes to play in the third. Huffner dribbling in. Shot attempt is not going to go, and it's rebounded by Alvarez, he feeds it up top to a racing Rodriguez who lays it in. 5-point lead now, 49-44, and a whistle blows, and Scott is in some discomfort right now. He's favoring his left leg, and let's see if he has to come out. That'd be a big blow for the Rebels, who are already out one of their top scorers in Connor Greer. And I'll tell you what, we'll talk about when we come back from the timeout. Timeout, Coach Corney. A 49-44 Wendover, 1:45 to go in the third quarter.
The big difference that sets Freeway Tire apart from other tire stores is the fact that we care. We care about the customer service we provide, we care about selling quality products at fair prices, and we care about your vehicle. So when you're looking for tires or having work done on your vehicle, everything from maintenance to major...
The Wildcat bench and fan base a little bit displeased with the officiating so far, and my honest answer and perspective is I don't think it's been a bad game in terms of officiating. I just think that the cookie has not crumbled towards Wendover's way, and it's leaving them with a bad taste in their mouth. But they do lead by 5 right now with 1:45 to go in the third quarter, and Scott back on the court, and that's huge because without Connor Greer, Scott is the next go-to scorer, especially when you need a bucket. Who you going to? And it's usually Scott or Greer. But Scott gingerly running around the court at the moment. Hopefully he can just kind of walk it off. Huffner has it for the Rebels at the top of the arc. He goes to Grohl on the far wing. Jaden Grohl has his pass to Scott, poked away. Breakaway and a layup on the other end. Quick basket for Moltenavo. Steal and score, and another turnover. No, a foul will negate it. 51-44, though, leads up to 7 for the Wildcats with 1:21 to go in the Epic Recreation third. And looking at my stat sheet here, I think this is the largest lead for either side so far. 7 points has got to be. We've seen 6. We haven't got to 7, though. Rebel offense trying to carve into this deficit. It's with Scott on the near wing. Overhead pass to Grohl on the far side. Little over a minute to play in the quarter. Hand it off to Scott. Scott clearing traffic. Entry pass to Taylor, and a travel. Taylor established a pivot foot, then continued to spin around, and an easy call for the officials. 57 seconds left in the third quarter, and Hayden Meek is going to check in for Scott. And I think what Coach Corney is doing here is, hey, let's get one of my best defenders in here and try to limit the damage and not give up a bucket at the end of the third quarter. Really put this game at maybe a 9 or 10-point lead. Alvarez guarded by Meek, dribbling towards the block and weaves through traffic to add 2 points. 53-49 visitors, 53-44. Huffner bringing the ball across the timeline with a little over 30 seconds to play in the third. Passing it off to Grohl on the far wing. Grohl moving it across to Meek. Hayden taking a dribble, then going to Huffner on the near wing. 20 seconds. Back to Grohl, the top of the arc. Back to Huffner. 15 seconds. Rebels looking like they're trying to hold on for the last foul shot, and a foul is going to be called on Badillo. That is the Wildcats 6. It's an off-ball foul as him and Meerbrook were fighting for position down at the block. 13 seconds left. Meek to inbound it. Inbound pass goes to Taylor. Kicks it out to Grohl. Pump fakes. Drives in. Meek at the free throw line, at the baseline. Offensive foul. Basket from Taylor does not count, and it's going to be Wendover basketball with 8 seconds left, and they'll have a chance to get the final say in the third quarter, up by 9. Inbound pass goes to Alvarez. 5 seconds now. He crosses half court. 3 seconds. Dribbles towards the rim. He's fouled with 1.3. Taylor, the guilty party. He kind of got 2 hands over him. Only the third foul of the second half for Rich. And Riley Correa will check in for the last 1.3 seconds, but that third foul for the Rebels this half is also the third foul for Taylor in the game, so he checks out. Inbound pass, Alvarez, three-pointer at the buzzer. Short, no good. After 3 quarters of play in Randolph, it's the visitors up 53-44 over the Rebels. And we'll go into the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter right after this.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. Dr. Todd Hoover does all of the chiropractic work you need, as well as blood work, dietary supplements, a weight loss program, x-rays, and can help you get rid of migraines and allergies. Call Hoover Chiropractic at 307-789-0043.
Wildcats closed out the third quarter going on a 14-3 run. That has put them up by 9 entering the fourth quarter. 53-44 on the Station on Main scoreboard. And they start with the basketball as Alvarez makes his way towards the hoop. His first shot is not going to go, but the second effort on the offensive glass by Maldonado draws contact and a shooting foul. Wendover in that third quarter shot 60% from the field, compared to 45% in the first half, and that was the big difference maker as Maldonado bangs in the first free throw. Makes it a 10-point lead, and the Rebels were in a deficit a night ago here at home against Mount Vernon. Were able to come back in the fourth quarter, so they have it in them to do 2 comebacks as Maldonado goes perfect from the charity stripe, 55-44. Rebels down 11, working on offense with Huffner. Huffner handing it out to Scott on the near wing. Scott to the elbow, had his pass punched back to him. Kicks it out to Huffner in the corner for 3. 2 deep. Rebound, Carrillo. Whistle blows, and it's going to be a foul on Carrillo. Team's 4th of the half. Will make it 5th of the half, first on Carrillo. 7.5 to play in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. Bringing the ball across half court is Maldonado. He spots up a 3 immediately. Not going to go, but on the sideline, Scott was out of bounds, chasing down the rebound, so it's going to stick with Wendover now. Substitution being made. Hayden Meek will re-enter the game for Riley Carrillo. And Carrillo, usually the 6th man off the bench, haven't seen much of him today. Inbound pass goes to Maldonado on their half of the court. Now he brings it across the timeline. Enters the perimeter. Puts up a floater just outside the free throw line. Not going to go, but the second effort falls from Rodriguez. And the Wildcats adding on to their lead. Now it's getting ugly. 57-44, 13-point deficit for the Rebels. Scott taking a pass at the top of the arc for Rich. Goes across to Huffner on the wing. Huffner inside to Taylor, back outside and a travel. Huffner had a man behind him, and his defender took a step back, and then Taylor, I beg your pardon, I think lost his balance and scooted an inch or 2 backwards. Wildcats have it with Alvarez. Step back, thought about the 3, instead passes to Badillo, gives it back to Alvarez, dribbled off his foot, picked up by Meerbrook. And then Huffner looking up top to Scott, and it's poked out of play, sticking with the Rebels. Last touch by a Wildcat with 6:32 to go in the fourth. Rebels down 13, still looking for their first points of the fourth quarter. About 90 seconds in, inbound pass to Scott, back to Meek for a wing 3. That's not going to go, and it's rebounded by Rodriguez for Wendover. He brings it across half court, and he hands it off to Alvarez. He kicks out to Rodriguez, pump fake to 3. Plenty of room, drives in, good decision. Easy layup for Keyshawn. And it's 59-44. Wildcats running away in the fourth quarter now. Meek has it on the near wing. Looks inside to Scott. Nice floater from John. Much needed basket for the Rebels. 59-46 on the station on main scoreboard. Rebels trailing with a little under 6 to play in the fourth quarter. Alvarez, long three-point shot, off the back iron, rebound, John Scott. He attacks the rim, floater, underhand layup, isn't going to go. Ball went out of play, last touch by Rich. Wendover retakes possession. And a game that was so back and forth through the first 2.5 quarters, the last about 8 minutes of gameplay have been dominated by Wendover. Meerbrook checking out of the game right now for Carrillo. Orlando Alvarez going to Peter Alvarez beyond the arc. Now with Tangero. Entry pass goes, and then it's with Badillo, and handed across to Tangero at the block. Kicks now to Orlando beyond the three-point line. And back to Peter on the near wing. Peter Alvarez picking up his dribble inside the perimeter, handing off to Maldonado. He makes his way down the arc, and a lot of quick passes right now. Travel called, though. So good ball movement by Wendover, but ultimately it's Alvarez picking up his feet and being called for a travel with 5:06 to go in the fourth quarter. Rebels down 59-46 on the station on main scoreboard. Huffner across the timeline. Goes to Scott immediately, and his pass somehow gets through traffic to the far corner to Meek, but he looked for Taylor, and that pass was taken away. Turnover stolen away by the Wildcats, who bring it across half court. Orlando Alvarez has it on the far wing, goes to Tangero, and right now it's going to be a much slower tempo for the Wildcats, who are content with running some clock as they move it beyond the perimeter. Alvarez dribbling towards the free throw line. That's where he pulls up and knocks down a jumper. 61-46. Rebels down by 15 with about 4:20 to go in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. Huffner getting frustrated, signaling out commands, and gives it over to Meek. Now inside to Carrillo at the block, picking up his dribble. He's in a jam, puts up a little hook shot, gets his own miss, whistle, and a foul on Carrillo. Got a little aggressive on the loose ball, and it's going to result in foul number 6 of the half for the Rebels, second on Riley Carrillo. 4 minutes to play in the game. Alvarez bringing the ball across half court for Wendover. Guarded by Scott. Makes his way towards the hoop. Contact made. Free throws coming up. And John Scott battling through some more discomfort right now. Tell you what, that senior right there, he's a tough kid. Tough kid. It'll take a lot for him to check out of the game himself as Peter Alvarez buries the first free throw. 62-46. Rebels behind on the station on main scoreboard. Second free throw up and rolls in. 63-46 now. Wildcats ahead. Meek across the timeline. Immediately goes to Huffner on the far wing. Truman yet to do anything with it and gives it right back to Meek on the near wing. Rebels slowing things down here as they're looking for something backdoor. Entry pass down low to Scott. Sent it way back up top to Huffner, who attacks the perimeter. And a parting of the Red Sea for Truman Huffner with a beautiful layup. 63-48. And then Wendover with a quick turnover on the other end of the court. Only 4 points for the Rebels in the fourth quarter with 3:19 to play. They're down by 15, and it's go time right now if there ever was one. Meek has it on the far wing. He passed to Scott at the point. Moved across to Huffner on the near wing and back to Meek at the top of the circle. 3 minutes to go in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. Good look down low to Meek, bounced off his hands, and Wendover takes it away. Wildcats dramatically slowing down the pace of the game, but now they speed it up by kicking it down low to Tangero at the baseline. Over to Alvarez, who makes his way towards the top of the circle, enters the paint, kicks it out to a Rodriguez wing three. He gets his own miss and puts in the second effort. Good job by Keyshawn following up his own miss. And a 65-48 lead for Wendover calls Coach Corney to call time with 2.5 to play in the fourth quarter.
Some decisions in life have a critical and lasting impact. For example, choices concerning your health care. You want a hospital that consistently offers high-quality care and service. For Bear Lake area residents and visitors, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital has been providing optimum health care to our community for more than 70 years. And Bear Lake Memorial has been recognized again this year as a top 20 hospital in best practices for quality. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.
Welcome back to Randolph as the Rebels are trying to claw out of a big deficit right now, but it may be too tall of a mountain to climb. It's a 65-48 lead for Wendover with 2.5 to go in the game. Rich with just 4 points in the fourth quarter so far, and maybe that sums up the night right there, in the second half at least, as Meek with just a mental error before he inbounded it, he walked onto the court, and that's a violation, so turnover. Wendover gets the basketball beneath Rich's basket, and now they're going to inbound it on the sideline. Alvarez to inbound it, and he takes the inbound pass and gives it right back to him. He stands near the center court logo. Picks up a screen, moves his way inside towards the block, draws contact, and free throws. Peter Alvarez to the charity stripe. His team up by 17. 65-48, and it's amazing to see the score right now. Alvarez picks up his 18th point with that free throw falling. Because you look back not too long ago, this game was tied at 39-39. Since then, the two teams have gone opposite directions as Alvarez goes 2 for 2 and pushes the lead out to 67-48. Grohl has it at the free throw line. Out to Meek beyond the arc. Now with Carrillo in the corner. He takes a couple dribbles and goes to Meek in the corner. Meek in trouble. Entry pass to Taylor. He hands it off to Grohl, and he's fouled on his way up to the rim. Free throws coming up for Jaden Grohl. So as I was saying, it was 39-39 at one point. Since then, the Rebels have put up 9 points. And as for the Wendover Wildcats, they put up 18 as Grohl knocks in the first free throw. 67-49. So where does Rich go from here? Well, they've got 3 games next weekend. They're going to go to Telos on Thursday and then play a really good Manila team on Friday and Saturday. Kind of like a home and away, what we're seeing a lot in college basketball right now. As Grohl goes 2 for 2 from the free throw line. 67-50. A little under 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Then contact and one down low. Jimmy Escarino was hit on his way towards the hoop, and he'll try to complete the three-point play. 69-50, a 19-point lead for the visitors with 1:50 to go in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. And some substitutions being made now by Rich and Wendover, and a foul on Wendover on the missed free throw attempt on the rebound. We've got a handful of bench players in for both sides. Hayden Weston in for Rich, along with Justin Adams. And trying to see, is that Logan Clough right now? Jaden Cornea. So Cornea in the game for Rich. Couldn't see if it's a 14 or a 24. And after that miss, it's free throws coming up for Justin Adams as Rebels are in 1-1. And Adams knocks down a beautiful looking free throw. 69-51. And for Justin, trying to tie his season high in points, Hunter Pace and Nate Woods are going to come into the game now for Jaden Grohl and Hunter Meek. So Woods, Cornea, Adams, Weston, and Pace in the game for Rich with 1:49 to go in the fourth quarter. Adams' second free throw attempt is a beauty. 2 for 2, 69-52 as Adams has 2 points on the score sheet. Wildcats will move the ball along the perimeter right now. A little over 90 seconds to play. It's on the far wing with Juan Corneo. At the top with Escarino. He dribbles in and out of traffic, and he's guarded closely by Adams. Corneo launches a long three. Oh, he knocks it in. 72-52. It's the 20-point lead now for the visiting team. Cornea going to Pace on the near wing with minute 10 left in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. Cornea taking a pass and moving it to the top of the circle with Pace. Now over to Woods on the near wing. Up top, back to Cornea. Minute to go in the game. Rebels passing along the perimeter here. It's gotten to Cornea, and his pass goes to Woods. Woods dribbling towards the right half of the court and moving it back up top to Cornea and back across to Woods. 45 seconds left. Inside, Pace pulls up, 10-foot jumper. Does not fall. Rebound and a timeout called by Wendover, suspiciously enough, as they lead 72-52 with 37.9 seconds left. We will be right back.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
37 seconds left here in Randolph. Rich down by 20 against Wendover. And if the Rebels somehow don't score 21 points in 38 seconds, they're going to go to 11-8 on the season, whereas Wendover will improve to 12-5. 30 seconds left. Wildcats on offense. Escarino beyond the arc. And let's see what coach for the Wendover Wildcats, Murphy, drew up after that timeout. And a big collision happening near the elbow sends a body to the floor. Looks like it is Jimmy Escarino. Hopefully he's all right. And he laps it off right now. But it is free throws coming up for Wendover, as that is foul in number 10 and double bonus time here for the visiting team, who, funny enough, was very upset with the officiating. But look who's in the double bonus now, as Escarino has the first free throw go off the back iron. Trey Walker comes into the game for Rich, taking out Justin Adams, with Adams exiting with a huge smile on his face after cashing in 2 points. Walker down at the block right now for free throw number 2, up and no good. Rebound Pace. Pace dribbling across the timeline, 15 seconds. Looks inside to Walker. Layup is in off the glass. Trey Walker with his first points in a varsity game this season. And that pushes it out to a 18-point lead, and that's going to do it here as time expires. The final score, Wendover 72-54 win. We're going to get into our post-game show now, so don't go anywhere. We'll have a great post-game show with the Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap, the Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Play of the Game, and more coming up right after this. Wildcats winning on the road 72-54 over the Rebels.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true. especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
Welcome into our post-game coverage of this one as the Wildcats took down the Rebels 72-54. And let's get into our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap now. It was a very competitive game through about the first 2.5 quarters. In the first quarter, it was back and forth. I can't even count the number of lead changes, but it ended after 8 minutes with the Rebels up 18-17. Then in the second quarter, Wendover started to pull ahead a little bit. At one point, they had a 27-19 lead. That 9-point lead would be the largest until much later in the game. But a Truman Huffner 3 at the buzzer of the second quarter tied it all up at 31. So at the halftime, it's anyone's game. We have a dogfight, 31 points apiece, high-scoring affair. Not quite the story for later in the game, as midway through the third quarter, Wendover started to pull away from Rich, and the Rebels just couldn't quite hang with them, as the Wildcats would go on a 14-3 run to close out the third quarter, go up 53-44, and a lot worse in the fourth quarter as the Wildcats started to pour it on in Rich to close out and win 72-54. John Scott and Logan Meerbrook led the Rebels with 14 points each. That's not bad, but the issue is they had 11 at the half, only 3 apiece in the second half. Other scorers include Truman Huffner with 12. Riley Taylor came in with 6. Trey Walker had 2, along with Justin Adams and Jaden Grohl with 3 points, and those are some of the first half stats. How about our Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Play of the game? How about Precision Play of the game? We're going to go with, I'm going to say the shot of the game for you-know-what later on, but Precision Play of the game, trying to think what some of the great plays we had. Logan Meerbrook back in that first quarter, he had 8 points, and a lot of them came on great passes down low and just working amongst some tall trees around him and finessing his way to a good-looking shot. So Meerbrook back in the first quarter with our Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Play of the game. That is Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Family Dental Care at reasonable rates. Call the dental offers of Dr. McKay Frankham to schedule your appointment today, 307-789-8910. We'll be right back with the second half of our post-game show, including the Auto Farm Chevrolet shot and play of the game and our Garden City game adjustment right after this. Wildcats winning in Randolph, 72-54.
Two roads diverged in a wood, and I had just purchased new tires at Plains Tire in Evanston. The trained tire technicians at Plains Tire expertly mounted, balanced, and aligned my new tires, so I was feeling good. While I was there, they changed my oil, checked my brakes, fixed my AC, and made sure my shocks were in tip-top shape. And with their lifetime alignment checks and tire rotations, I was ready to roll. So, thanks to Plains Tire, when two roads diverged in a wood, I took the one less traveled. Plains Tire, 157 Fair River Drive, Evanston. As one of the region's most visited websites, MyLocalRadio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Check the weather forecast or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on MyLocalRadio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit MyLocalRadio.com today to stream it all live.
Welcome into our post-game coverage of this one as the Rebels fell 72-54 against Wendover. Let's get into our Auto Farm Chevrolet shot and play of the game. Shot of the game, easy one. It's probably the play of the game as well. Truman Huffner right before the buzzer to close out the second quarter. A long three-point shot well beyond the arc to tie the game at 31 going into the half. That right there is our shot of the game, and to be honest with you, I'm going to give it as a play of the game because it really was the best play for the Rebels. And I don't think the score accurately reflects the game because at the half we were tied at 31. The second half, teams went different directions, and it looked like the Rebels just ran out of gas and steam and couldn't keep up with the Wildcats. So that right there is our Auto Farm Chevrolet, a community-driven dealership shot and play of the game. Some some final stats really quickly. Rebels ended up shooting 44% from the field. That's not bad at all. The issue is you gave up 72 points because of Wendover shooting 51%, and they went 8 for 23 from beyond the arc overall. 3 in the first half, 5 in the second. The Rebels ended up shooting only 3 of 11 from beyond the arc, so it couldn't keep up with that hot shooting from Wendover. Turnovers were an issue for Rich. 16 for the Rebels, 8 for the Wildcats. So if you're not going to make your shots and you're going to rebounds, and those are some of our first half stats brought to you by Rob Leifson. Now time for the Garden City game adjustment. Game adjustment for the Rebels. It's more like a game adjustment for Wendover, who really started to heat up in the second half. Rebels played a good first half, tied at the half against a really good Wendover team, but game adjustment going forward will be, hey, without Connor Greer, are we going to try and play the same style we played before with just plugging in different players, or are we going to retool our offense altogether? The game adjustment will come more like this week during practice going to the final games of the regular season. But Garden City brought you the game adjustment, where families play in beautiful Bear Lake. Visit gardencity.ut.us. Let's quickly check out the roundup calendar. No, we won't even do that. So that's going to do it for us here in Randolph. Once again, the final score, Wendover 72, Rebels 54. For my producer, Michael Wilkerson, my camera operator, Rob Leifson, I'm Matthew Peterson signing off. Until next time, go Rebels.
You've been tuned into Rich High School Rebel basketball on Rebel Radio, KADQ-FM 98.3, with video online at mylocalradio.com. Today's match has been brought to you by these Rebel supporting businesses: Evanston Regional Hospital, Hoover Chiropractic, Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley, the Come On In Casper, Plains Tire, the Best Western Dunmar Inn and Legal Tender, Freeway Tire, Auto Farm Chevrolet, West Star Printing, and Rocky Mountain Sign. The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of Old West Media, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the aforementioned rights holder.